Oke teman-teman, sambil kita nunggu ini ya, Indo Pride ya, kita ngapain? Nggak ngerti juga sih, aku pengen nonton Disolen.
Lebih aman dari rumah. Pesan GoFood sekarang
Sambil
pakai
nunggu.
promo kulineran.
Nontonin Upi. Upi.
Langsung dikasih sama Panji ya. Sang pengincar rol. Gue kayak harus bikin rol deh. Ternyata ada pecarat nama lahir Saknarin Marinya Porn. Adalah seorang artis dan model asal Thailand. Ia pernah disebut sebagai
transgender. Terdiam Upi, terdiam. Bi. Kapan-kapan main ke Bandung, Bi.
Ini apaan sih? Gue pernah lihat ini kemarin. Gue sempet lihat ini nih. Soalnya kan namanya jangan lupa bukan 1925 dariku. Ini 19. Oh masih jauh. Masih masuk sih 1930 sih. Aduh si Panji ini bener-bener ya. Dia naruh trap masalahnya si anjing Panji bangsat. Sana penjara dulu ah.
Penjara.
Hei bocil pantek, jangan toksik dulu lah. Ayah ini lagi baca kasus YouTuber yang lagi berantem. Pala lu mirip kontol.
Kita menunggu ini ya. Apa itu? Menunggu Vct ya?
Hei, ku pecahkan mulut kau bangsat. Hei bocil pantek, jangan toksik dulu lah. Ayah ini lagi baca kasus YouTuber yang lagi berantem. Pala lu mirip kontol. Hei bocil pantek, hei, ku pecahkan mulut kau bangsat.
Hasil gue temen tenggelam. Di mana ini anjing?
Ya bentar. Aku sendirikan aja, biar bisa aku pantau.
Ini mana bangsat?
Oke, biar bisa aku pantau.
Hi, where are you from?
America.
What is your religion?
I don't have a religion.
Oh, yeah. Wait. Can you say something?
Like
Say Anna
Anna?
Shate.
Huh?
Shate.
No.
Please. No, it means you are beautiful. Yes.
I don't fucking care.
You are.
And you are.
No, you.
Apaan sih anjing? Ribut bangsat. Minta apresiasinya bang.
俺のこの余地は絶対にこれから起こる真実なんだ。俺の無敵のキングクリムゾンは勝利に向かうはずなんだ。
Anjing ketawa bukan nontonnya anjing. Lihat Upi ketawa anjing. Kampret emang Upi. Tapi keren dia anak kecil aja.
Gue ulang lagi. Aduh, bocil ngasih barang bocil.
絶対にこれから起こる真実なんだ。俺の無敵
Pakai baju PNS bangsa.
のキングクリムゾンは勝利に向かうはずなんだ。
Ini paling epic bagian sini anjing.
クリムゾンは勝利に向かうはずなんだ。
Aduh, lucu banget.
Goblok anjir. Aku anjir. Goblok, goblok.
Kenapa harus air anjing ujungnya bangsa?
Oh naik roll anjir. Majesty soal dia. Oh Majesty Resurrection.
Bocil wibu langka.
Aku itu
bentukan laki kok kayak begitu guys. Laki tuh kayak begini. Laki kayak begitu baru laki. Kayak begini juga laki kayak begitu.
Kalian lebih memilih Raja One Piece atau Princess Gilang adik-adik? Kalian Princess Gilang, Princess Ragil. Kalian lebih memilih Raja One Piece atau Princess Ragil adik-adik? Gilang, kenapa jadi Gilang anjing? Coba suara tim Princess Ragil atau tim Raja One Piece. King One Piece. Mantap Raja One Piece. Siapa yang memilih Princess Ragil adik-adik?
Anjir. Goblok. Goblok, goblok.
React dong Mau Pi, di skip mulu anjing katanya.
Mentang-mentang kecil cebol anjing. Itu otak sepatu.
Siapa yang bikin sih?
Goblok, goblok lu pilut nih.
Gue ngerti lagi anjing.
Dari top up game sampai langganan nonton film pakai GoPay, bisa dapat cashback sampai 60%.
Pakai Dana, bisa bayar pakai saldo Dana atau kartu bank.
Aduh.
Di NTR. So anyway, I started gentayangan kode komunis. Apa sih namanya ngentot? Andai saja aku tidak cepu. Kode komunis. Ini apa nih?
Balik-baliknya anak tuh, dari kudu. Weh.
Kok helikopter tapi baling-balingnya nggak gerak sih?
Helikopternya ngebak.
Helikopternya ngebak.
Baling-balingnya orang ombak.
Itu kok baling-baling nggak gerak sih? Hah? Ini di mana anjir?
Goblok.
Konteks tapi ya lucu anjing. Aduh, itu lagi jam 7 nih, 6.40. Oke, ini cantik. Oke, ini cantik. Persetan anjing dia udah ngasih ini. Oke, ini cakep. Aduh, anjing.
Ngertos, Mas. Goblok. Goblok anjing. Jenengan ngertos.
Saudara aja terakhir.
Aplikasi goblok.
Aduh, saya nonton jenengan ngertos tempe. Temukan suara garok.
Anjing lu kontol.
Gini doang anjing. Mainan kontol. Ini yang garok anjing.
Ada ibu guys.
Oh, bukan. Ini yang garok nih.
Guys.
Elah, iklan lagi ngentot bangsa. Lord. Sabun batang bekas pelet. Lah, si Tsuka prisoner. Udah gue cabut deh. Makasih deh.
Put on these glasses. You'll enter the world of the game. You'll enter the world of the game.
Ini kan bisa dulu nyentot lah. Repi geannya Johan. Apa sih namanya? Repi. Woi Repi, dicariin Johan Repi. Aduh. Repi.
Berapa ya? 11. Masih 2 menit lagi.
Sanduk kamu ajak Tuti discolen. Wah Paeng adik-adik. Baru muncul lagi si Paeng gue liat-liat. Atta versi Jojo. Thank you Bos Patrick.
Thank you, Bos Patrick.
Paeng ini the best nih. Kemana si Paeng baru muncul
Hi
lagi?
guys, it's Pizza King. I'm about to write this pizza.
Pagi Lord, thank you Bos Patrick. Mana si Paeng ini baru muncul lagi? Lihat-lihat tinggian. Buset, enak aja lo.
Welcome to McDonald's where
Langsung terdiam Lutfi. Si Upi langsung terdiam.
it's juicy.
Dipukulin si ini ya? Bentar. Siapa? Si Dea ya?
It's juicy.
Iya, dipukulin si Dea kayak. Jamet.
Gue tahu lu komen jahat anjing. Gue tahu Sasuke pas masih ngekos di Cikarang. Gue tahu tangan lu udah pada gatel anjing. Jamete kudasan bau solar. Aduh. TDR 3.000 kodenya bang.
Goblok.
Gitu Susuke menahan diri. Tahan. Rambutnya bau matahari.
Udah main-main anjir.
Cowok ada yang lain.
Apa nih? Wah, anjir, Dea lo itu.
Think I can get you enough? Are you serious, my brother?
Calonnya si Upi itu. Dea.
Mas Upi sebelum di buff.
Guys, it's Lutfi 500. Gue
Anjing ini ngakak online anjir, zaman tahun berapa nih?
Dan hari ini teman kita memakai facecam baru. Semoga saja kualitasnya
Duri ini masih di rumah di Aranudri.
kemarin banyak banget yang
Iya suaranya Dea. Aku dengar suaranya si Dea.
Anjir.
Dia ikut nonton
Masih
anjir.
belum kena racun anjir. Kena racun discolen anjing. Punya gua di skip tadi bang. Oh udah kejauhan 701. Oh shit man, what the fuck? Siapa ini? Hayunnya. Wah oke kalau ini boleh deh. Hayunin cantik banget anjir.
Goblok.
Eno bening.
Eno bening anjing goblok.
Ya aku ya ini punyamu nih. Ini punyamu nih.
Konnichiwa, Rei. 違う、ミツハです。はい、今日は久しぶりにラーメン食べていきたいと思います。
Gue suka banget nih vibes Jepang seperti ini ya.
Cicak terbang anjing.
128 gue kasih request. Bismillah bagi halo Bandar. Mau jam berapa? Anjing itu saya kira lucu banget tadi bangsat.
Jojo anime terbaik sedunia. Jojo anime terbaik sedunia.
Bang bilang Rino Kentot. Iya Rino Kentot. 1945. Oke skip. Time anjing fuck man. Please jangan spoiler dulu dong. Gue belum main. 19 anjing. Siapa anjir cakep banget. Kamu tidak berikan kode, aku tidak suka. Mati kamu. Rata-rata dari. Iya sih, cuman kayaknya udah berkurang nih hari ini tumben. 1945. Mana 1945? 22 aja masih jauh. Kayak time travel.
Buaya darat anjing.
Ada lucu lagi anjing Excalibur.
Oh ini zaman kapan?
Berapa? 25 ya? 725.
Zamannya masih triangle deh. Jadi gue bisa dulu belum podcast. Motivasi.
Bisa ada primer atau apa yang digital marketing sosial media SEO memiliki jaminan sawit dan digital memberikan tank tempur. Ciri-ciri kelainan jiwa. Tipe 1, kawaii is number 1. Suara sedikit mungkin biar kayak loli. Cenderung menjadi cosplayer, cepat bersuara, rata-rata gak ketarik dengan BL. Apa tuh BL?
BL apa?
Tipe
juga nggak ngerti.
humble banget kalau udah agrab 1 jam menyimas 1000 ekspresi. Ciri-ciri kelainan jiwa. Cepet ngentot, apa gue panas. Ini siapa sih anjing? Yang nyolong mau gak akunnya ke band. BL Boy Lover. Oh
22 menit lagi.
Iya, oh BL Boy Lover. Ya tahu.
Ngapain lagi si Frost?
Siapa ini anjir? Yanto, anak soleh. Ini 725 nih, mana 725? Bismillah sampai 725. Ah ini udah kemarin tapinya. Dapet. Banyak pencuri ya dipakai
Pencuri ya.
Hai, lihat ada swiper. Waduh, iya bang, siap bang, iya bang Sigit. 725 Spider-Man BTS. Cosplay Remu, kode ada di foto. ABW 054 Remu versi Excalibur. Nah, ini 725. Banyak yang gue udah lihat tapi ini 725. Banyak maling di sini. Banyak maling di sini sih. Daerah bawah banyak maling gue lihat nih. Ini mantap sih tapi sih. Nothing can stop anjing. Tadi belum gue kasih speed stopper lagi ya. Remo Excalibur. Tukang gacha Azurland yang gue kasih 2 dah tuh. 7, 26, 27 728 653 mah balik lagi adik-adik. Bang aku bikin konten duta kalau berkenan dan nganggur lagi kali aja mau react.
Ini nomor lain pasti dah.
An excellent choice.
Saja aja kayak momen kak.
Miss anjing. Miss.
Boleh deh. 732 834. Jauh banget. Ya udah boleh deh. Travel. 834. Sat. Lama nih, masih 733 anjing jauh banget. Gila ini nge-submit banyak juga ya.
Oh, yang submit banyak ya.
Sat.
Aku jarang main ke Discordnya Upi. Waduh, belum udah ini aja. Pesona.
Ini si anjing ini bangsat juga nih Zen sisa 1 katanya. Adi baru apa gimana? Wah, roll terakhir. Roll terakhir adik-adik. Set. Lucu dah. Roll terakhir. Gacha terakhir. Set.
Padahal ada dia anjir. Dia sih suportif sih. Memang Upi dulu itu awal-awal ya Upi itu. Aduh, yang awal-awal dulu.
Abis ya, mentok ya ini ya?
Gak ada apa-apa, dia itu tetap bantuin anjir. Tetap bantuin sampai posisi sekarang Upi. Kena recall. Bajigur.
Sampai jumpa di diskolan berikutnya adik-adik.
Oke, P. Sambil nunggu ya, masih 17 menit lagi nih. Nih. Ya kan? 18 menit lagi masih ya. Let's go. Kita cari Bang Ferry. Bang Ferry udah ngeluarin konten baru belum? Oh, udah aku tonton. Oh, ini masalah Yaman kemarin ya. Mas Ferry. James Journey. Pas nih 17 menit.
Getting rich quick. It's a tempting idea, isn't it? Here's my story. I'm on holiday with some good friends. I've got a little bit of money saved up and I lose the majority of it on that holiday. Reckless spending, breaking a phone, it's a whole other story, but I'm home with pennies in my bank account. And around this time, I was losing my passion for acting, something I'd been doing since I was a kid. And when you aspire to be an actor, you kind of just assume that you're going to be broke until you make it. But now, I actually needed money. I didn't have that mental safety net anymore. So I go on the internet and I start searching for things like how to make money online. I begin encountering these gurus, you know, the Tai Lopez's, the Grant Cardones, people who at any other point in time I would have considered sleazy at best. But I fell into this rabbit hole of desperation. These concepts like passive income or being your own boss were presented to me on a silver spoon and I ate it all up. I began to hate the idea of a 9-to-5. It was like admitting failure in life. These gurus sold me on a dream of getting rich quick, dangling it in front of me like a carrot on a stick, except it was an online course teaching me how to do it. I didn't know it then, but I was diving into the realm of get rich quick schemes. And do you want to know the twist? I got off lightly. I only got a taste of what the world of get rich quick schemes
kontennya
is
memang
like.
bahasa Inggris semua, tapi mau gimana lagi ya?
Like snake.
If you don't understand, you will not get it.
They'll hit all the major, pain points in people's lives.
Catch somebody at the right time under the right context. No matter how educated, smart, or self-aware you are, you can fall for a get-rich-quick scheme.
Gak ada yang namanya cepet banget untuk kaya.
With this opportunity that might get you out of the rubble, and it's really manipulative.
I wanted to find out why. Snake oil salesman. It's a phrase that's been around for a while, usually referring to someone who's dishonest, a con artist, a trader of fake medicines, a grifter. But have you ever wondered where the term came from? There was this man named Clark Stanley who traveled around America selling rattlesnake oil through what are known as medicine shows. Large crowds would gather as Stanley claimed his snake oil, based on Chinese water snake oil, could cure all sorts of ailments known to man. Only this wasn't true at all. And when Stanley's rattlesnake oil was examined in 1916, it was found to have no snake oil in it at all. It was worthless. From then on, the phrase snake oil salesman has been around in pop culture, depicted as a salesman that would go from town to town peddling their cures to the vulnerable. These people have existed all throughout time with a different pitch or version of the same scheme, but it's the methods, the tools of influence that remain constant. I believe I was roped into the modern internet version of snake oil salesman, the online guru that would set ridiculously high expectations around their products, despite the product largely not being able to fulfill on those
jadi kayak motivator untuk menawarkan janji-janji untuk cepat kaya, cepat gini gitu lah. Kalau yang konteksnya ini ya, pengen cepat kaya.
For that matter, falls for something like this. So, I decided to take a look at some of the snake oil salesmen of the not-so-distant past, and I came across infomercials, the 80s answer to medicine shows.
The dream of financial success.
Thanks to Gary Cochran, I've made over $4,000.
Checks, money orders, and major credit cards are accepted.
Let Gary Cochran show you how to get a second paycheck Hawaiian style.
These are
bikin,
and they became
pasti mereka suruh untuk ngikutin apa gitu atau beli produk
program-length commercials that can last anywhere from 28 minutes to 60 minutes in length, usually airing outside of primetime hours. We're talking 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. A lot of infomercials promoted legitimate products, sometimes with a celebrity backing it, but they also attracted a ton of questionable products, individuals, and marketing tactics. Throughout the program, watchers would be presented with a toll-free number to call to place their order for the advertised product. For a snake oil salesman, this was the new medicine show. Motivational and personal development products ran rampant, and along with it came get-rich-quick infomercials. This man was called Don Lepre, a self-proclaimed king of infomercials.
I found tiny classified ads, and I placed those ads in around 1,000 other newspapers around the country. That's how I generated over $50,000 a week.
And guess what? He promised that you could too.
I don't care who you are, I don't care where you live, I don't care how much money you have. Anyone with a lick of sense can do this. I got a system. This system, just how easy it is. Easily. It's just too easy to be real.
And here's where we notice the patterns begin to emerge.
Kalau dia itu memang benar, pasti jadi sekarang itu masuk Forbes dia. Jadi orang terkaya kan pasti. Logikanya seperti itu. Cuma apa yang terjadi dengan orang orang-orang gini,
each
nggak
supposedly
ada.
teaching people
Yang
how to run
ada
tiny
di posisi
classified
pertama
ads
pasti
in
yang menyelesaikan
newspapers
soft
and make a
problem
profit
kayak
from it. But the truth
ya
is
Bill
this:
Gates,
most people buying
kayak
these programs
si
wouldn't have been able to
Elon
generate
Musk,
the
Jeff
sort of money
Bezos,
that Lepre was promising, because making a profit
nggak
from
ada yang
classified
namanya
ads was not
rich
as easy
dalam
as
artian
Lepre was
cepat,
making
guys.
them out to be. And consider the obvious here: Lepre was making money from selling the programs on the infomercials, not through tiny classified ads. But remember the patterns, because get-rich-quick schemes promise the same things over and over again.
A step-by-step system. And then I finally developed a system.
Pretty easy to do if you just follow my system step by step.
It's not that you can't make money through real estate or classified ads. It's that the way in which these programs are marketed are completely polar opposite to the realities of what they're trying to sell. Snake oil had its benefits, but it was by no means a miracle cure. When I look back at the internet gurus that I knew of, I see the exact same patterns emerging. The promise of a business model like dropshipping, but packaged and marketed in such a way that will leave someone thinking that it's an easy gig.
How would you like to make an extra $1,000 a month for doing absolutely nothing, even for the most average of people?
You then apply standard marketing techniques to further influence your audience. Social proof is one example, which is created by using ordinary citizens or figures of authority as testimonials for how great the program is.
But you don't have to take just my word for it.
Without Gary's course, we would be bankrupt.
Pasti ada testimoni gitu.
Absolutely, everybody would be successful.
Ya, aku nggak akan
They often included a
ngomong
backstory
ya
on how
apa,
they were
tapi
once
di
poor and
Indonesia
became
ada
rich,
tuh
making
yang
sure
beli
that it
kayak
relates as
kalung
much
gitu
as
kan.
possible to their target
Kayak itu.
audience.
Let me
Ya
tell you
itu
my
termasuk lah.
situation. I needed more cash. My bills exceeded my income.
Kemungkinan
Am I the
itu
only one with
termasuk
that
juga sih.
problem? I doubt it.
In my case, I was desperate for money. I wanted to make my parents proud. I felt like working a 9-to-5 meant I was a failure. My vulnerability is what roped me into this world. And all the while, I was sat there thinking that I was the clever one, that I had taken the red pill, whilst others around me couldn't see what I saw in the gurus that I followed. Now, these schemes were centered around the idea of teaching someone how to get rich quick. But unfortunately, infomercials and the gurus I encountered are only the tip of the iceberg that are get-rich-quick schemes. Because trust me, things get a lot more darker from here.
Scam.
Before we continue though, a quick message from the sponsors of today's video, NordVPN. If you're browsing the internet using your phone or your computer, which chances are you're doing it right now, your internet service provider has access to all of that data. Hide, they block VPN on all that shit because it's the UK, all the Louis Theroux documentary, Nord additional 3 months. James, not happy with it. Extremely additional.
Do you want to grow your YouTube channel? Do you want to earn more views, more subscribers,
Nope.
more watch time?
Scam?
2012 to 2014,
I want it normal.
an energy drink began to circulate across college campuses in the US. On the surface, Verve was marketed as a healthy alternative to energy drinks, but this drink was nothing more than a front for something much darker. Verve was created by the company known as Vima, a multi-level marketing company that used distributors to sell their products. And as a distributor, you could get a cut from selling Vima's products. Even better, as a distributor, you could recruit other distributors and earn a commission from anything the distributors
Nah,
below you
ini
make
model
twice
ini
and
yang
you
ada
miss
di
what's going
Indonesia.
on here. See,
Tapi
Vima wasn't focused on
ya,
the
aku
selling
nggak akan
of their
ngomong ya,
products.
tapi
They were
contohnya
more
kayak jual
interested in
kalung, jual
recruiting
gelang, kayak
more
gitu.
distributors.
Ya.
Across these college
Kayak
campuses,
gitu. Ada
students
ini.
were being messaged
Temanku ada
by
yang kena.
friends about a business opportunity, which eventually led them into a room where they were pitched this opportunity. When you watch these pitches, you realize that this isn't about selling an energy drink. This is selling a dream.
You can be 16 and make as much money as you want. You can be 85 and make as much money as you want. If you're sitting here tonight, 14, 18, 23, this really is the greatest opportunity of your life.
Vima targeted high schools and universities, places where people were young, naive, trying to figure out what they wanted to do with their lives during a time in which their future was uncertain.
I'm 19 years old and I'm kind of just like really looking for a direction.
That was a hook for me. It was getting my parents out of poverty and setting myself up for the future financially.
So the thing that they would pitch to is the reason that they would target college kids is that, and I quote, it's a replenishing market.
Vima was a pyramid scheme, which is another form of a get-rich-quick scheme. Distributors were told that the real way to make money in the company was by recruiting others, and new recruits would be told to do the same thing. Now, if one person recruited 5 people, and those 5 people each recruited 5 more, and so on and so forth, you can only keep this going for 14 levels before you run out of the population of the entire world. In this type of scheme, only those who get in right at the start make money, whilst the majority lose their money. And it's very likely that by the time you've heard about the scheme, you're already too late. Almost 90% of the recruits in Vima were making less than $4,000 a year, and that's not including the money that they had to spend on buying the actual product. In truth, the majority of Vima's young recruits were losing money. Vima was a scam that operated in a cult-like fashion to keep recruits inside of the company. Some kids had even dropped out of college or ostracized themselves from friends and families and changed their entire social media presence to promote this company.
Nah, bener. Ya, temanku ada cewek, dia udah aku kasih tahu, cuma sampai sekarang masih bergerak di sana dan belum dapat apa-apa juga dia.
The same stuff being said over and over again.
Tapi ya mau gimana? Ada dua orang yang pernah kayak gini. Satu dulu mantanku tapi udah aku kasih tahu dia udah dan sekarang udah enggak. Yang satu ini temanku adik kelas yang masih nggak percaya ya. Ya aku biarin mau gimana lagi. Mau namanya dia udah kekeh. Tapi nggak ada dalam artian seperti itu. Kaya dalam waktu singkat.
In fact, there are social repercussions for not remaining in the scheme. Your world becomes the scheme. In fact, for those outside of the scheme, sometimes a fear of missing out is enough to pull you in. A huge reason that I fell under the influence of get-rich-quick gurus is that I had completely entrenched myself in that community. I read the literature they wanted me to read, their content consumed my feed, and most important was my lack of willingness to critically assess what I was being sold on, until I started noticing these patterns continuing to emerge. The patterns in the pitch, the marketing, and actual results I and others around me were getting. And when I found out what I'd been falling into, I felt a lot of anger and shame.
Dia marah
Here's how it goes.
saat
To
tahu
keep you inside of the
hal yang
scheme,
sebenarnya
two critical
marah
elements
dan
will be at play.
malu.
The first is blaming yourself, to make you feel as though this must be your fault, despite the scheme's exaggerated promises.
No matter how hard you work, is they tell you, they're like, you're doing something wrong. There's something you're not doing right. So it's with your head, because you start to lose your self-confidence. And you're sitting there like, what could I possibly be doing wrong?
Vima would often promote the pseudo-scientific belief of the law of attraction, one that made them think that if they weren't successful, they only had themselves to blame, ignoring the fact that they are in a scheme that is designed to fail. The second, although not always present, is that the scheme will create a community around it.
Everybody say yes, coach. Yes, coach. Do it again. Do it again.
Specifically, a community that is told to not listen to outside criticism, to distance themselves from those who are not inside of the scheme as well. We all belong in various communities, there's nothing wrong with that. But when that community specifically aims to cut you off from any outside opinions or criticisms, then it's a massive red flag. One aspect that makes cults so effective in their brainwashing is doing exactly that. They have an ability to control the information that the members are receiving, and all the information had to come from them. Outside opinion would be immediately discredited as haters or dream stealers. But let's pause for a second, because there's a slight problem with this deconstruction, and the problem is that many of these elements exist in legitimate products, businesses, brands, and influencers. Sometimes it's very easy to spot a get-rich-quick scam. Get-rich-quick infomercials are almost too easy to notice once you understand the rhetoric and the promises that these schemes typically make. But other times it's harder to distinguish. Not every person selling a course is promoting a get-rich-quick scheme. My system for distinguishing the good from the bad is by first looking at the expectations that are presented in the packaging. Do these expectations seem realistic? Who is the person and company behind it? Does a Google search of that individual or company result in incriminating information, poor reviews, or red flags? Does the marketing use social proof, scarcity, or any other tactic in a disingenuous way? For example, is the live webinar that they are promoting actually pre-recorded? Are they claiming to have a limited time offer when in fact that offer has never been changed?
But when that timer hits 0, everything I've talked about here today comes off the table.
Recognizing the common marketing techniques being used takes you out of an easily influenced state and brings awareness to the fact that you're being sold to. But ultimately, there is one final piece in all of this. The final lesson I had to learn that took me out of this world of get-rich-quick schemes. A lesson on responsibility. Getting rich quick is technically possible. Some win the lottery, others might start a company which sells for a fortune a few years later. Winning the lottery is based on luck. But the latter, that is far from easy. If you're being promised a product or service that claims to make it easy, that's the biggest red flag you need.
Ya benar. Kalau itu terlihat mudah, itu perlu kalian curigai gitu kata dia.
Every generation has fallen for it. It makes you realize our brains are filled with many biases, things that at any point can trip you up if you're not careful. Seeing the patterns in get-rich-quick schemes was a first step in stopping myself from going any further. But there was one last thing for me to do. I had to stop buying the dream and start doing something. Anything that didn't involve me sitting around fantasizing about passive income or a laptop lifestyle or the idea of wealth, and especially the idea that I could get rich easily, because doing that ultimately made me susceptible to being influenced in the way that I was.
Wow. Nice content.
Hello my friends,
aku suka
and thank you
konten dia.
for
konten dia
watching.
selalu
The good
berisi,
ending
cuma
to
ya
my
Pak,
story
gitu teman-teman. Pakai bahasa Inggris kalau kalian bahasanya kurang bagus
learned
ya.
how to edit videos. I combined some skills I learned when I was doing
Bukan karena
acting,
kita
and I
tidak
brought
cinta
something to
Indonesia,
YouTube that I
cuma
felt might be different.
informasi
So I
itu
definitely owe it to
dan
all
bahasa
of you that
internasional paling
continue to
tidak
stick
kita tahu
around
lah,
and watch my
agar kita
content. If you
bisa
want to see more,
dapat
hit the subscribe button. It's totally free,
informasi
but I
yang
promise
bagus
to
gitu
bless
loh.
your feed with only
Dan ini
good
kayak
content. I've also got a
yang perlu
Patreon where
sebenarnya
I
ada
do
di
Q&As,
YouTube,
I do
gitu.
video editing tutorials where I
Karena
break down some of the effects that you might see in the
YouTube pun
videos. The
banyak
link for that
yang
is in the
kontennya tuh
description below.
react
That is
doang,
probably one of the best ways that you
kayak aku
can
nih
support
lagi
the channel
react.
if you're so kind as to do so. That all being said, as always, my friends, I look forward to seeing you
Aku
in the
pengen
next
sih kayak
video.
gini,
Hand to
perlu
head.
belajar dari
Salute.
mereka. Aku pengen bikin mereka gini. Bagus-bagus dia, bahas uang juga. Oke, kita tunggu ya. Ini nih, udah ada 1 menit lagi. Kita tonton ya. Bentar-bentar ya.
What are we doing if we ain't moving? Hey, keeping it moving. Like, what are we doing if we ain't moving? Keeping it groovy. Hey, yeah. I own a business, I don't own a suit. They don't want to squeeze, but they want the juice. Hey, it don't fall on me, I don't make an excuse. So I don't got time to get a masseuse. I do what I do, I'm making it work. You doing too much, you making it worse. I'm hitting the road, I'm making the merch. When I get home, I make it to church. I'm overseas, acting like I'm back in the borough. Shouting I'm spending euros, I need dessert. I got the churro, I give them work. Like referral, I got the word, and that's eternal. I write the raps, I don't write a journal. Hey, let's have a conversation. I ain't the type to go talk crazy when they come around, act all gravy. That's just not how my mama raised me. Minor league, that's the operation. We moving, keeping it moving. What are we doing if we ain't moving? Keeping it moving. Like, what are we doing if we ain't moving? Keeping it groovy.
Hey. Just stepped off a plane, never hopped in a Range, I hopped in a Uber. Straight to the stage, but I stopped at a break, big belly like Buddha. Metabolism flying down, but the bars ain't. Go hard, but the flow so blase. From the east to the west, no Kanye. Crowd went nuts when I stepped in a bar. Ayy, hype when I rhyme, no class. Ayy, time of my life got hard, prayed. Quick things change, got me a ride. Switch them lanes, no art. Ayy, I got scarred face, but I told my wife, go get your passport. Living life like it's last day. Tell her waist man, don't get the strap. Cause I got loaded bars and I'm busting back. New York to London, we running the map. 1, 2, 3, 4. Govy and Andy, we done off the track, we moving.
Keeping it moving. What are we doing if we ain't moving? Hey, keeping it moving. Like, what are we doing if we ain't moving? Keeping it groovy. Hey, hey.
Respect all, fear none. Starting things off with a banger of an opener by Kinjas. That means we have arrived. The long winding road to Masters Berlin for Southeast Asia ends here. Yesterday, history was made, my friends, when Paper Rex secured the first slot to Berlin. Now it's time to write the other half of the story, the epic finale for today. When the dust settles at the end of the day, the burning question will be answered. We'll find out who the final Southeast Asian representative will be. In the end, united, we will stand. Viminal, loud and proud to be here with my co-panelists, Dax in Black and Blue, on one of the most important events in SE Valorant thus far.
Well, guys, history gonna be made today. Stellar dance performance though from Kin just right before this, and just a good way to shake your feet off and get ready for the amazing Valorant action. Not only will we get our second representative from the lower bracket finals, but also we got that grand finals and seeding. I feel like that's gonna be so important coming into Masters 3 there, Black and Blue.
Definitely, and you know, as much as we might have, you know, hotly contested competitions here at the Sea Challengers, well, it really, at the end of the day, will come down to camaraderie and brotherhood, and everybody, as we saw yesterday, in respects to Boom and Bam, who really did kind of help pave the way to put that forward, acting like true champions, even though they're not here anymore. Well, Alter Ego, they are, and because of that, well, I think we're all gonna kind of support whoever really goes to Berlin. Bren, Alter Ego, doesn't matter. We're all one and the same.
That's the spirit of the SEA playoffs right there, Black and Blue. But all this wouldn't be possible without our awesome sponsors. Join global competitions, create and customize your own tournaments, and unleash the inner master in you. Find out more at esportsfightclub.com. That's not all. Don't forget that winning starts at home with Globe at Home Only Fibro's Powerhouse Bundle with speeds of up to 100 Mbps. Yours a plan 2899. It's always important to have a reliable connection so you can clutch that win and summon your strength with Predator Helios 500. The future of gaming. Speaking of the future of gaming, before we get to that, I'm gonna look to the past.
Teman-teman.
Mr.
Kalian
Dax
kalau
Black and
belum
Blue.
ibadah dulu
We're gonna
ya.
check out our recap from yesterday's incredible day. I mean, so much has happened.
That's the thing. Day 1, Day 2, Day 3, it has
go.
been incredible so far.
Kita
And
tonton
yesterday we
mereka.
just saw elimination matches. We started things off
Indo
with
Pride.
the side of Full Sense versus Boom Esports. And Boom, they were trying to fight on back as much as possible. Full Sense, though, in the meantime, getting their footing and looking to eliminate the Indonesian roster. Really goes to show, though, that the stakes are high in the lower bracket. You want to make it to that Berlin slot, but you know that this is going to be your last lifeline. And Boom Esports, they fought valiantly. They kept at it. They kept trying their best and going for more, but Full Sense just had experience helping him out in the end. But on the flip side, we also got Bam and Alter Ego. And the thing is, this guy's delayed after everything was said and done. But the power of friendship there for Alter Ego, buffing them up. And on the flip side, though, here, Black and Blue, Bren Paper Rex to figure out who was our first representative.
And that was certainly a show to get things started, at least. We kind of bumped that up to the second place of the match of the day, but everything just seemed to go in the way of Paper Rex at the end of it. It was a very tightly contested map number 1, with it going in the way of Paper Rex Forsaken with the ace to clutch the game. How can we forget that map number 2?
Kita lihat Lemmy Moore dengan aim serifnya lagi ya.
That was against who, once again, this is such a commendable kind of endeavor that they actually waited for AE to get things going and let the matches really play out in itself. Truly inspirational and truly the mindset of true champions here coming from BAM. But in the end, it was AE winning that match. They played against Full Sense, who by all means were one of the favorites to come out of this entire playoff stage, to go to Berlin along with either Paper Rex and Bren Esports. But AE, man, they have just been playing psychotically. There's such a great band of individuals, so you can never expect them sometimes to do these plays that you just catch you off guard. And
dang, ini yang kemarin
anjir di Ninja. And for them to go up against a team like AE, who are also structured, yes, but they like to play a bit freely, a bit looser and more. And look at that, Elmi Moore. I mean, how can you even forget those type of plays? Probably watches quite a bit of Asuna, but he's made that happen there. And so for a team like AE to get that accomplishment under their belt, that's the second match that they played in the day. They played 2 series, full best of 3s, and they made it happen. So AE, man, how can you even kind of now tout these guys as not one of the best teams in Southeast Asia when they've proven with their performances that
yeah, performance-nya bagus sih.
There's so many unforgettable
Walaupun kemarin
moments
banyak
from
technical
yesterday and the
issue
days
ya
before.
di AE ya.
But for
Dan
now,
yang
most
udah
of the teams are
dijelasin sama
out
Coach
of
Sleepy
the race. A lot of the teams here have proven that they deserve to be here at the grandest stage of them all. But taking a look at the bracket to find out where we stand right now, Mr. Dax. Again, it's going to be Bren versus Alter Ego in the lower bracket finals, and then they're going to be moving on. Whoever's going to win.
Ayo Bren, bisa lo. PPX ketemu AE dong. PPX ketemu AE. Ada Indo di sana. 7 orang. Karena di PPX kan ada 2 orang Indo tuh, si Forsaken sama Mindfreak.
And now we're here with 3 teams
si
MYSG
Jason,
getting that first
Jason ya kalau
winning out the
si
upper
Jason
bracket,
sama si
Leonhardt. Here we have it, PH region plus the Indonesian region doing battle
Leonhardt
and
itu
looking to join
Jason masih muda anjir 17
to Europe. But I gotta say, guys, that the lower bracket finals is not the end of the story. It is gonna be a big deal once we get to grand finals, because seeding is gonna be so important. If you're that number 1 seed from SCA, it will be a little bit more favorable to you, I gotta say, coming into the Masters 3 group stage. And don't forget, not only do you get even more in terms of the prize pool, but you want to be the new kings of SEA. And perfect time here, we got it. The prize pool is here. For our top 3, though, it's already a good haul, black and blue, and you can see why.
Definitely. I mean, not only will you be getting the lion's share of that prize pool, if you do go to the top slot, $25,000, $15,000 for the second place, and third for $10,000. But more importantly, you get that seed, which we all know, of course. You get the 2 top seeds going into Berlin. But the circuit points are going to matter here, because whoever doesn't qualify into Berlin are going to need those circuit points to qualify into the LCQ and maybe get their names thrown in the stakes of the champions. And so lots to be fought over here. Pride of their nation, pride of their respective regions, bragging points as well, and brownie points, including into that circuit points, prize pool, and that
bagusnya itu apa yang udah masuk placementnya saat 16 pun dapat hadiah.
Again, kind of hard to wrap your head around among everything that's at stake here. It's just obviously the stakes have never been this high, and that's what makes this all incredibly exciting for all of our teams, for all the fans out there watching. We're just about ready to talk about the opening matchup of the day, and a lot of people have been waiting for this moment. Of course, it's going to be Bren Esports versus Ultra Ego in a best of 3 series. Black and Blue, I know you have a lot to say about Bren Esports.
Of course I do. Bren Esports, they've been adding flame even hotter than before to their arsenal here. The embers of theirs have been burning brighter than ever. Every step they take has been forward. Borkum, Dispenser, Dubstep, Jesse Vash, and Wits. Yes, full 5-man roster. We saw them during Sea Challengers too, but not like this. And Dubstep is making a case for himself to be one of, if not the best Jets in the Southeast Asia region. And he's certainly made a full case for that. But Alter Ego, these guys are psychotic and they play like nobody else. Dax, what do you think about these guys?
High aggression here. Berserk's Fat Penguin, Elmimore, Natsuran, and Tebotol. Gotta say, when we see Alter Ego, they put their best face forward. And after the anime story, that was yesterday in their lower bracket run, it just felt like they were even more secure with their play. They felt so confident they could win the duels, they can get the fights on. And even in unfamiliar territory, they would find ways to make it happen. But overall, it was just the absolute sharpness there of Alter Ego that thrust them forward. But here we have it head to head, and I gotta say, these have to be the names that have been essential here, Vim.
You know, you've been mentioning that distinct sharpness from the likes of Elmimore and his crew.
Dia pakai Guardian,
the same can be
dia
said
pakai
for
Vandal,
Dubstep and the
dia
rest of
pakai
Bren
Sheriff.
Esports. Taking a look at the head-to-head here,
Aku suka yang pakai
Sheriff
Sheriff kemarin,
very similar
anjir.
KDA. And look at
Ding,
this first
ding,
blood
ding.
percentage coming from Dubstep, a massive 18.2. Absolutely phenomenal, but we expect both of them to absolutely pop off for
selection.
today. We're going to find out where the battle will take place as we
Haven.
head into the map selection. And again, this is going to be a best-of-3 series starting with Haven, Ascent, and then we go to Bind. Dax, what do you think of this map pool?
Alter Ego Breeze-nya di ban karena
wanna
kemarin
mention
mainnya
Alter Ego
jelek
banned
banget di
Breeze
Breeze.
after the
Bukan
yesterday
jelek
performance
sih, mereka
versus
kayak
Full
belum
Sense. Unfamiliar territory, might
belum
as well bother, not bother
ini
with it.
tertata
But even
rapi
though Bren
untuk
has
apa?
touted to become one of the best teams in SEA for Haven,
Untuk
Alter Ego is no
strategi-strateginya ya
slouch
kemarin.
as well. 70%
Dibantai
win rate
sama
there. Ascent in the meantime, familiar
Bam.
territory for them, and AE is
Cuman-
incredible on Ascent as well. Bindo in the meantime, gonna be a matchup to
Balik
remember.
lagi
It feels
menang.
like it can go either way here.
Di
These
map
are rounds
apa
that
kemarin
both
terakhir?
Bren
Bind
Esports
ya?
as well as Alter Ego
Lupa
are
aku kemarin.
familiar with, are
Awal
ready
kan
to
Ascent
play in.
kemarin.
And I gotta say, this time,
Awal kemarin
maps
Ascent,
will
Breeze.
give us the best kind of show, Black and Blue.
Icebox, the Icebox.
That Bren Esports actually banned Split because statistically it's actually a better map for them compared to Ascent, and we saw what happened yesterday in Ascent.
Nah, kan mereka bahas tuh
Haven,
apa yang terjadi kemarin di
Breeze.
Breeze.
Feel like this is their best map, and I think Alter Ego kind of got a bit, I don't know, maybe pulled back by what they were able to do versus Paper Rex yesterday on Breeze here coming from Bren Esports, and that's why they banned it. But Haven, by all means, is the comfort pick of Bren Esports, so for them to let that in, it's quite a curious thing. Ascent, though, a great map for Alter Ego. By all means, this is looking like a full best-of-3 series to me. And then when we go into Bind, well, there was a time we were kind of touting that Bind could be the best map of Bren Esports when they weren't really feeling it on Haven, but
Alter Ego nge-ban Breeze yang kemarin mereka mainnya kurang bagus ya.
Purely, honestly, kind of like a coin flip in terms of the map veto. I fully think we're not going to get less than the best-of-3 series at the end of the day.
Okay.
You're absolutely right there, Black and Blue. I expect us fully to go the distance, and as Illustrato would eloquently put it, a full Michael Bolton in this entire shebang. And that's honestly just the way it's going to go. In my humble opinion, these are the maps we saw multiple overtimes from both these teams, especially Bren with that. I mean, who could forget that quadruple overtime? That was absolutely insane. And I expect more of the same right here now that pretty much the final ticket to Berlin is at stake. So, Dax, let's start with some talent predictions here. Let's kind of
kalau ini lolos sih berarti perwakilan Indonesia ada 7 orang. Kalau 7 orang sekitar 9% ke Berlin. Kalau Alter Ego menang ya sampai selesai ya. Sampai selesai maksudnya. Sampai final pun menang dia.
I feel like it's gonna be a yes there. That's the flute there. And it just felt like in that map number 3 versus Paper Rex, they didn't look as confident as usual. Alter Ego, though, in the meantime, bringing with confidence, going for the brawls, getting that direct conflict. But overall, I feel like Bren Esports, now they want to win. Now they want to get to Berlin. And Alter Ego will put up an incredible fight, but I have to give it to Bren Esports this time. It's going to be 2-1 in favor of Bren.
You know, they might be able to go all the way, and I think by all means we are going to go all the way. Who can find their worth in the waking world, because at the end of this, the dream will become a reality for one of these two teams.
Kemarin ketemu
The thing
siapa
is,
sih
they
di
cannot let
qualifier?
themselves kind of see past that. They have to tackle the battle at hand, and by far, I think the team that has done that the most has been Bren Esports. Alter Ego, they put up such a valiant effort. It's been an anime run for them to go through every single hurdle in and out of the game to get to this stage. It's such a huge accomplishment, and everybody thought Boom Esports was going to be that #1 seed for Indonesia, but no, it is Alter Ego. Bren Esports, they've been looking so good right now, the best that they ever have, and I don't know if Alter Ego have what it takes to be able to really close this out in a full 3 series. I'm going to go in the way of Bren as well, 2-1.
You know, it's just the fact of the matter that Bren Esports looking absolutely dead set on taking that prize. They want war. Make no mistake about it. There you have it, folks. For me, it's going to be 2-1 in favor of Bren Esports. Aside from the cash prize, certain points aside, on top of it all, what's at stake here is absolutely priceless. Bren Esports versus Alter Ego, they will muster every ounce of strength within them and exceed their limitations in a best-of-3 series to fight for the glory of representing their respective regions and the rest of Southeast Asia as a whole. For now, we'll toss things over the guiding lights of our casters.
Let's go.
Another tragedy and we just seem so numb. Need the peace, humanity is dumb in the streets. We see police don't freeze but run, and then that thing that you know somebody reach for the gun. Okay. The murder get reciprocated. Man, I swear that I culture discombobulated. All these people picking sides, I'm just trying to circumnavigate it. Got me thinking, man, the situation getting complicated. Let me tell you all the 90s, baby.
Dubstep. Seloran. Kemarin yang menonjol ya hampir Alter Ego semua kemarin punya peran masing-masing menonjol banget, tapi yang paling menonjol sih Elmi Moro emang. Elmi Moro kemarin serifnya dia udah.
The last day here for both of these teams as we go head-to-head in this standoff, and it's going to be do or die. There is no in-between here. My name is Illustrato, going to be your caster. Alongside me, Asurai, and what a series we have. Bren looking completely undefeated up until that last moment where they went against Paper Rex and sent them off to the lower bracket here. And we have what is going to be a very, very big toss-up. These guys have never played each other before here. Alter Ego, first time they're going up against Bren.
Yeah,
pertama kali is they have not met up for the entirety of this tournament. Maybe last year, but this was iterations where Bren wasn't this current roster. Same with Alter Ego, so there's going to be a different toss-up, at least for, I guess, being able to see each other and play with each other. They have done, but that was back in 2020. That was a year ago. That's not really a metric anymore, considering how well these teams have been performing up until now. And Alter Ego, as you mentioned, Illustrato, what a comeback for them. They were almost taken down.
Alter Ego sih,
they were brought down to the lower stages by Boom, their opposition. But then in the lower brackets, something just clicked from them. Elmimore, Berserks, they went above and beyond, and now they're looking to lead the charge up against Bren in this best-of-3 for that second and final slot for the road to Berlin.
Yeah, it's been, you know what, a definite turn of events in the past couple of days. We've seen a lot of weird timey-wimey things happening, like with the anime team up with Alter Ego and
masalah
now we're friends and now we're gonna
masalah Boom kemarin itu loh teman-teman, kan di bootcampnya Boom kan untuk mainnya karena ada masalah ASP kan, internet providernya yang ada masalah kemarin gitu.
Out in the couple days, and I feel like this is going to be absolutely no exception to what we're gonna see here. We're gonna end up in our first map here, as you can see. It's going to be Haven. Now, Asurai, one of the keys of success against Bren yesterday was when Paper Rex actually banned Haven.
Tapi yang sama itu Sofa pasti. Sofa itu udah agent wajib di setiap map. Sofa, kemudian ada ini. Yang kuat juga, posisi paling kuat juga dipegang sama si siapa ini?
I have to point out, Bren is going El Clasico
Sky ini juga bagus untuk cari informasi. Dua hero ini biasanya memang wajib di setiap map.
Some side control with dispenser on the
controllernya ngambilnya bukan ini lagi, bukan apa?
On this Omen, so they really want to get as much control as possible.
Si Astra lagi, tapi ngambil ini mereka.
On the other side, for Alter Ego, they're looking to just go in for the brawl.
Let's go.
How they positioned or how they've selected the agent roster as the pistol round begins. Berserk's almost taken down Dispenser, but there is so many stuff happening on mid already. You have to back away for a moment, but Alter Ego seems to be at the forefront, or actually at the back seat here, as Bren is getting all the picks that they are actually looking for.
Yeah, the mid aggression denied there by Bren.
Oh, no.
And they're gonna find one after the other, leaving Fat Penguin wondering where the hell his teammates have waddled off to. It's still a 1v4 as Frenzy in hand. Gonna be able to get a pick onto one, but no bullets.
Oh, no!
We are in a weird world where Bren are consistently winning pistols. They have not lost a pistol in their entire best of 3 yesterday. And this is another one that they have just picked up. So they're really making up for that round differential in terms of those pistols.
And there is just some timings here that Bren have caught multiple members of Alter Ego off guard. I think they were not expecting these off-time peaks, and it has allowed Bren for, I guess, more lethality going into their pistols, as you did mention. Now, Bren wasting no time, equipped dubstep on that Phantom, so they really don't want to create any situations where Alter Ego will find themselves in a position where they can even outmatch Bren during pistols or during thrifties, which we have seen multiple times happen yesterday when Alter Ego was trying to go up against, I believe that was
flawless anjir.
In any case,
Ayo, bisa Alter Ego.
Round and Bren
Sekarang
run
benar-benar pakai gun.
Very convincing, very clean anti-eco. When a team is able to pick up clean anti-ecos like this, it's always a good sign that they don't lose shaky duels, that they aren't caught out of positions. Just a good example of fundamentals here shining through from Bren. Alter Ego, though, I like the idea to go for those pushes to force the hand of Bren Esports to maybe create an error where there wasn't before. But Bren, this time, they're looking a little bit too on form to even give up a single kill on that one. Now it's going to be a little bit more of a bigger test for Bren as the bonus round does come in, and on Ascent, on these long-range duels here, it's going to be definitely potentially tougher, especially with those Spectres in hand. But Dubstep, he's got the Phantom from last round. He's going to be carrying it over here, and he's going to be looking to be the entry. They spot out one. Dubstep does not get the entry after a good paranoia. But the trade frag right here is good as Dispenser is able to lock down onto Fat Penguin. The trade as well. Orcum is able to get that kill onto Natsal.
Crossfire mereka. Bren, bagus banget.
Secured and the double flank coming in from long.
Tapatal is going to be the only one on spawn here. He might have a flash that can allow the two duelists to come in hard on long, but this is a 4v3. Make that a 4v2. They are going to be just, well, walking their way through the ramps, walking their way downtown, moving fast, faces past, and he's going to be homebound. Elmi Moore gets a headshot. That's going to be a good start. Followed up by Berserk. They're blinded, though, and Wit's trying to capitalize. Has to go back around. Well, that's going to be Jesse Bash in the back of the side. Has to go.
Ooh! Let's go! First point.
To get that retake.
Just how fitting is it that the combination, the duo of Elmi Moore and Berserks are the ones to win that round for this team? Just when you thought it was an impossibility that round could have went Alter Ego's way, they swing it back. And the two, I'd say, best players right now on the side of Alter Ego claw their team over that bonus round finish. But still, that could have been much, much worse. They've lost 3 rifles. They've lost 3 guns. That's going to force a lot of rebuys and put a strain on Alter Ego's economy going forward. Meanwhile, Bren, they're going to be very comfortable going into this round, having everything they want and more. Look at this. Berserks and just Berserks will be pretty low on utility and even shields. Fat Penguin just can't even afford a rifle at this point.
I was going to point out, Edu, that both those flankers, the duelists, were spotted by a boombot that was placed by Dispenser on A main. And that kind of forced the trigger on Bren to just keep going on C, because they know that there is not really much value for them to just hold the flanks. But now it might be because they know that there's going to be something a little bit aggressive on A main. They betted for it. They knew it was going to be coming, and it happened. Tabatal's going to be close on the encounter, which he does get one. But Jesse Bash immediately goes for the trade. This leaves us into the 2-4
spot. Anjir, 1-4.
We'll try to equalize. The problem was caught right out in the open. And oh no. Yeah, Fat Penguin should not be killed. Okay, but he's down to 30. And this is 3 versus 1 where I don't think he's going to be able to clutch it.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Not with 30 HP and not with the positioning and the awareness, you know, from Bren. I do want to point out Elmi Moore and Berserks. They're the one who won that previous round for their team. But in this one, it seems like they've dropped the ball. Going a little bit hyper-aggressive over A is not always a great idea, especially when Bren are so good at holding the angles. And they know how to expect. They actually did sort of dash out of it. And no one on Bren was surprised. They were just able to take those 2 big kills and the 2 duelists falling from the Alter Ego side. Well, they pay the price. And because of how much
bisa ketemu ini.
Alter Ego lost on their bonus round.
Bisa ketemu ini.
This is most likely going to be another save round here from Alter Ego. It's looking like an
no
reset.
Oh no.
Wits is even able to find the shutdown onto Fat Penguin. So look at this right now. It's going to be pennies in the Alter Ego bank account.
Well, his name is Fat Penguin, but he's starving a little bit there. He's looking a little bit thin in terms of that, as you mentioned.
A little bit thin. Katanya namanya Fat Penguin, tapi masih terlihat kurus.
It is what it is. With our current economy here. And the economy for Alter Ego is struggling a tad bit. They do have Berserk with his blades, and you know he can make sushi. He can make some nice little chops, choice cuts of the members of Bren if he has the opportunity to do so. But Borkum and Dubstep, the double whammy from the Bren roster, just shutting down the operation.
A little bit of cause for concern there for a second after Jesse Vash goes down. Rifle will not be recovered, however, and so this will, I'd say, give Bren a little bit of a moment to breathe here as they now collect themselves. They managed to pick up 2 kills in response. A little bit of information towards Garage as well, and things will be fairly stable right now. Blade's not going to really make the connection for now, but it is still giving them, that information that there is at least one person towards B, which instigates that rotate towards that A site. This is something they can very well take here, and with that ultimate, that just gives them such a big opportunity to cut off the rotation. Nasolrant is going to get caught off completely the wrong way here. 3 kills already for Borkum, and it could be Borkum time.
Kena lagi.
Ace very early in the game. Round number 5. Round 5 ace.
Yeah, ace.
It's gonna be the deal. Yeah, 5 kills for Borkum.
Let's go.
Borkum time is starting early yet again here. He finds another pick.
Bisa.
What a way to boost his morale very early on.
That wasn't the flashiest or most hype-inducing of aces, granted, but what that does give Borkum there is the knowledge that his ability to lurk is just not being scouted properly by Alter Ego. You were probably expecting that when you hear that from the shadows, it would be coming on A Heaven. But similar to Bind, when you ultimate on the defender's spawn, nobody can actually hear that if they're not close enough. So they have to look at it. Exactly.
You make a fantastic point there.
Wah, kena tuh.
And
kena.
Having a lurker and making those plays like that, getting that confidence to be able to read the opponent's defense and just sneak by, that's massive for any lurker right here. And with another 2 picks at the very start here from Bren, they're looking rock solid on their offense. It seems like Alter Ego just can't find the shots that they're used to. Okay, that's a double lineup. Nasolrant with 3 kills just when it's absolutely massive. They know his position right now. With 30 HP, he cannot heal himself. They won't go for the challenge. Instead, you rotate there.
Nasolrant, bagus banget.
Off the angle and hope to catch.
Cuma 2 lawan 1 nih, masih bisa. Tapi 30 anjir, susah. Satu kali one bullet udah ini dan di prosin kan udah pasti lah. One bullet itu landing on your body.
There's a split decision you have to make as Borkum in that specific scenario where you have to know
Coach Sleepy, bagaimana ini? Anak-anaknya apakah sudah mulai panas nih?
You see that position from Borkum? He saw it, and with experience, you can tell if it's going to be a fake flash, a delay flash, or an insta flash. And there's just a split second in between that you can react to your opponents coming out because they don't want to flash themselves as they try to go for that punish. So Borkum's timing there was just perfect. If not, there would have been a chance, I think, for Natsland to maybe have made it into the 1v1. Still, though, clean round for Bren overall. They have so much money to work with, and Alter Ego really struggling. That's why you're seeing the tactical timeout come out here, because they've done so much to get this forward map control. But it does seem like they're forcing themselves on the attacker side too often, and it has allowed Bren for a lot of punishes. And more so than not, you've seen Elmimore charge out from A main as a single, spotted by the alarm bot, and he doesn't respect it that nobody will actually check him, but everybody does, and that loses them that control in A side.
Alter Ego is very much a team that's known for the aggression on their defensive side. Bren are happy to play off of it. Bren are happy to wait. Yeah, you want to play aggressive, we'll make you pay. We'll make you pay the price. And they have been they've been trying to cash a check that they can't. It's just the aggression stuff's not paying off for Alter Ego. They've been absolutely stumped as to how to deal with this Bren side here, and it's such a difficult place to be in if you're Alter Ego. It's like, do you wait for Bren to go onto your site and take the fight there? Because that's so difficult. Bren's executes are clean. They're some of the best that we've seen in Southeast Asia. They're known for this very Korean style heavy execute, and where you know, they can just trade off each other like it's nothing. But at the same time, you also don't want to play too aggressive, because if you play aggressive, Bren will play passive at the start of the round and punish you. So it's a very, very tough position here for Alter Ego to decide how they want to approach.
Woo! Elmi more?
Well, they can approach this offensive half with Elmi more hitting some nasties like that. Dubstep, you know, he can find those entries, but sometimes you just cannot go up against Elmi more. Their Borkum, though, spraying randomly, aggressively through the smoke. Does not get punished, but does get the damage onto Berserks, and has to respect that for the moment. Jesse Bash is looking for a lineup here. Dispenser is holding, and I think, yeah, they haven't picked up the Phantom from Dubstep at all.
30 detik lagi. Harus masuk mereka. Si Bren, kalau lagi itu nggak bisa planting.
I think, but the execution on C is going to be inevitable.
Going to head on over to it. Jesse Vash, shock dart right there.
Dapat satu.
Corner, but Jesse Vash will pick up the slack, and Borkum will be there to follow right after. Elmi Moore, one of the best players with that sheriff in his hand.
Dapat satu lagi masih Elmi Moore.
He eventually drops. Temen-temen might not be checked here. He gets one, bring it to a 1v1, swaps out his gun, and this could be the round here. Borkum's very low. Can he clutch? 1 second left, not enough time. And Alter Ego, they
clutch. Nggak ada waktu kan?
They were probably expecting Tebatal to delay push himself outside of spawn there, but he wanted to close the distance since he only had the stinger really. And luckily enough, he was able to get the one target from those two, from Jesse Vash and Borkum, that was actually low HP, or that was actually high HP, full HP. And that made his life a little bit easier, as I think Borkum was so pressed to try to get that, especially with the time not really being enough to plant the spike down even after, you know, Jesse Bash did go. In any case, Alter Ego, good enough clutch on that Thrifty.
That gets them a significant boost in their economy. And this is really, I think, one of the turning points in the game here. They have the operator on Berserks. And what this means is that their defensive pushes and their defensive holds can be a little bit more, I'd say, impactful. You can have either Berserk going in for those aggressive pushes with that operator like he normally does, and he tends to get at least one pick. And at the same time, you can just have him solo anchor a site and stack your forces in another. So this opens up options here for Alter Ego as to how to deal with this. Good jumping peak here, but however, it's not going to land the mark right there, as the information is finally given that Berserks is on that operator towards that C site. But Bren smells weakness.
Woo! Berserk! Dua! Berserk!
Great double kill right there from Berserk as he finds two on the defensive hold here for Alter Ego.
So a bit of adjustment here. Again, you can try multiple things to try to entry onto a site, but that smoke is the only thing separating both of the operators. Yes, Dubstep has also bought himself onto that sniper. It's going to be the lineup from Jesse Vash, but finds nothing at the back of the side. It's actually Berserks who's...
kena nih. Berserk 3.
And he's just getting everything. These slow peaks from Bren getting punished as soon as it comes in, and he's not done yet as the 4K comes in for Berserks. There he is.
Berserk!
Shooting gallery, and Berserks just hit it up one after the other.
Look, man, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but peeking one by one onto Berserks like that on C-Long, that's just never a good idea. Berserks is a crack shot, and if you let him ace like this, if you let him warm up, he is going to brew up a storm. And already, we've seen, dude, it is 9 rounds in this game. We've already seen 2 aces. If this is any indication of how the rest of the series is gonna go, well, prepare your extra pairs of underwear, because I'm definitely expecting a lot of crazy stuff.
I'm sorry, I don't have.
You don't
extra
wear underwear?
I only have like one pair for like 3 days.
Dapat satu.
Well, there's one pair of, you know, steely round objects that Berserk has that allows him to hit that. Just the ability of this man to keep calm under pressure. The 1-for-1 trade, but it seems like Bren, they're gonna change the pace once again. They get that good trade up, and they know that the A side is gonna be theirs for the taking. A Phantom Paranoia is gonna be so good, and that opens it up. Trade for trade, but it's 1 versus 2. Fat Penguin cannot pick up Tedaball, and Fat Penguin to go for it. Not gonna happen, and Bren swiftly strike back.
Things got a little bit scary there after that first pick from Berserks for Bren. Just landing that shot, but the trade so instant, so immediate. And
kenapa Hanoya apa tadi si teh botol?
12 kills, 10 rounds in here. basically, essentially after 9 rounds have passed, and that's really a statistic that you want to see if you're Bren, because if you're having your controller, your lurker, putting up those numbers, it's a good sign that the duelists can sit back a little bit more, do their job as getting into the entries of the site, and at least getting position, especially when it comes to executes, because that just means that as long as they get on the site, they can trust that whoever's behind them is going to go and get those refrags. That's going to be the Hunter's Fury deployed from Jesse Vash. This time, it's going to get another one. He just never misses those. Every single time. And Dubstep, right there with a follow-up. Elmi Moore, good for a trade here, but Markham's going to miss another opportunity. The Recon Dart's able to spot out Elmi Moore, but this is an opportunity for them to fall back, rotate, and not really hard to miss. He'll be leaving dispenser here up in the garage, so this could be an opportunity for him to punish. And in fact, dispenser does get catch onto Elmi Moore, catches him in rotation.
Oh, balik lagi ke C kah?
Wits as well will be caught towards that A side. Now, it's a little bit of a tough decision here, Bren. They've been caught in C, they've been caught in A, and as to where to go, they're still scratching their heads a little bit.
Well, they were about to double back quickly enough on C, but spotting Natsuran kind of slowed the pace down just slightly for Bren. Still, they will be able to clear out the site. Bren, or Dispenser, and Jesse Vash were able to find what they needed to, and that's so unfortunate. Sometimes you just have to let the utility be a little bit shy of its positioning, or else you're just going to be in a world of hurt, and exceedingly like that. Spike was planted on default, and Jesse Vash about to swing wide, and he times it perfectly. One-on-one, Natsuran gets spotted by the Recon.
Oh,
Not
no.
gonna be a problem for Jesse Vash, as that pulse, that ping was enough for him to clutch the round. A clean player, and a clean game, and a clean round for Bren.
Jesse Vash digging deep in that one. Just when you think the round is starting to slip away from them, they pull it back, and Dubstep is able to... Jesse Vash is able to use his big brain to use that utility. He knows that in a 1v2, the biggest thing that he can have in his arsenal is information. And that's what he goes ahead and gets. Especially after that first pick, the Recon Dart.
Recon Dart niya ito tadi.
Masterful, knowing that the angles he has to clear are the ones that are close to him, so he can push out that garage angle. When he gets out of the garage, and actually Natsuran was able to, what was revealed, you know, by that Recon Dart. And that just absolutely stumps Alter Ego here. Now, Alter Ego, Asarai, they've been getting a couple of rounds in. They've been getting a couple good ones. But I really think those 3 rounds that they have had were really more of Bren misplays than actually Alter Ego finding convincing wins on their side.
Mga berat ini game.
You could say that. Definitely
on fire
semua.
That,
but I'll go in the other...
Bren juga on fire.
You know, the other sphere, and say that it's just really Alter Ego just having good reactions, and Bren just not really respecting that Alter Ego still do have that form of map control with how good they can aim. Because again, in the end, this is still a FPS game, and if you're able to hit your shots that cleanly by Berserks, it's just not going to be possible. In any case, though, they're going to spread a little bit more utility here, and that's what I mean. Again, the reaction time, the speed, and the confidence to hit those shots is just what gives Berserks his lethality. But a little bit of that peak with the Sova drone. Oh, you get baited by Hedgewid. Oh, this is not good, but the 4v3 ensues.
If you can't out-aim him, might as well outsmart him. That's exactly what Dispenser brought in that one. This is the swing on top of the utility. Masterful. A little bit of a extra bullet just to make sure, just for good measure. Just to make sure he's really dead, you know, double tap.
Yeah, double tap.
Just like in Zombieland, just double tap. It's a rule.
Exactly. And rule 17. Gotta enjoy the little things. And extra bullets like that is how they enjoy themselves.
Let's go.
Decisive round wins like we mentioned. One more before
Ayo bisa ini.
Half.
Masih ada kesempatan sebelum 13 ini. 13 angka ini
flicks and op shots.
Tercetak
it's just again
masih.
Bren knowing
Bisa
the
ini
tiny
comeback.
bit of differences at how to hit that off. Because sometimes, you know, from a longer perspective of it, our processes, our thinking process would just say, just flash him out, right? But sometimes they can actually just go behind cover and not get flashed and then peek out and then punish. So what is your answer to that? Well, if you're a pro team, you can use those tiny bits of, how to say it, distractions to open up something for you. The window is small, but you know these guys are good for it.
Yeah, definitely. Even if the window is small, no matter how small it is, Bren will always find a way to crawl their way into a spot where they can emerge out victorious.
Ya mereka ini caster Filipina tapi pakai Inggris.
No.
VGL
soalnya like rats in a maze. You know, yeah, because you know how lab rats are
very smart.
Yeah, very smart, right? They know where the cheese is at the end of that maze.
Do you think Bren is like a lab rat that can smell the victory and is able to wiggle their way in it?
Could be. Alter Ego, what do you think they could be? Like in terms of that kind of analogy?
So Alter Ego for me, I think they're like a bear. They will just destroy everything when they hit their shots. Like Elmi Moore.
Oh yeah.
You know, Berserks. These guys have some of the craziest aim in the entirety of Southeast Asia. But they can be outwitted. They can be outsmarted. Overpowered is definitely a little bit of a tough spot, which is why Bren are really taking the patient approach towards this one. They've seen Elmi Moore. They're not gonna get the entry. The Smiths actually gonna allow him to get away from this corner, and this is a very tough battle. The Spencer dropped down to 21. There is a heal. What's going to be able to heal him up after that suppression fades? They still have to challenge.
Oh no, Elmi Moore kena.
Elmi Moore re-peeking that angle a little bit haphazardly. And this is Borkum from the shadows. He's found a lot of success in the last time. He got an ace off of that from the shadows. Last time he used it.
Oh no, teh botol ketemu.
Yet again here as he gets in spawn.
Okay, nice.
This time Tebotol snuffs him out.
Big problem with that was he was supposed to be the pinch coming into the C site. Now all they really have to do is look straight into Garage, and those two angles from Alter Ego should give them that solid. But hold on, Jesse Bash is hitting some nice.
No, Berserk.
8 seconds to keep the dream alive. He does not know.
Oh no, Berserk. Dikit lagi, 6 XP anjir, 6 XP.
What was that? That was he had seconds. Getting off of the spike was the biggest gamble in that scenario, but in that one he hit the jackpot. It's absolutely a show of the intelligence of Jesse Vash here.
Harus Iko lagi si AE sekarang.
Gotta take another look at that one. Just a masterclass right now from the clutcher of Bren Esports. Look, he isolates 3, has the awareness to check up there, and then knows. He just knows 6 HP, and he's pulling
sweaty match.
9-3 scoreline with a heroic effort yet again from Jesse Vash.
Yo, masih bisa yo.
Oh my goodness.
Anjir, deg-degan anjir.
Vash above and beyond. He just bashed him in.
Did? Absolutely. Yeah. But look, Asteray, this is 9-3. Will they live on from the 9-3 curse? Will they survive the Bren 10? This has happened to so many teams where they've come back, where they've been come back upon after they switch sides.
Ooh!
Doesn't look like it's gonna be the case as Dubstep finds a nice tap. It also does drop the spike, so that's a lot of information here. The double swing here. Dubstep's finding another.
Oh no,
Dubstep! Third, and on the pistol, he's found magic. And look at this, a moment of brilliance from Dubstep. Can he continue on?
Oh
and
no.
in this symphony, it is going to be Jesse Vash and Borkum to lead the crescendo, bringing us to a 10-3. Bren have yet again found another pistol. They are a team possessed.
That was an orchestra. Somebody was just the maestro of that. Oh my god, the Symphony of Destruction, as you were mentioning it. That was so smooth of a transition from Dubstep. He was just peeking both A main and A short, and Bren was just right behind, just wondering at all what this man's doing, and he converts it. Alter Ego shut down once again, and they gotta have to dig deep here. Seems like they will just be looking at the weaker weapons for the moment. Upgraded pistols is the name of the game for them. Elmi Moore charging on mid with a Sheriff, but this could be difficult because there is some pop shots, and he has been lowered down because of that direct contact with the Trailblazer. Still, seems like they're going to pop on in, and Borkum, he is blinded as hell.
He's blind as a bat here, but
oh no,
it's going to be echolocation that allows him to get to the back of that site, and the teammates, well, that's the quickest of reinforcements that we have just seen. Jesse Vash and co. Another triple
flawless lagi, Bren.
The responsiveness of
on
Bren.
Fire.
They are looking to get payback. On to pay for Rex from the 13 stomp. that was inflicted upon them yesterday. And they're making a statement here with this game onto Alter Ego and onto Paper Rex, who was waiting for them in the grand finals. Paper Rex, we are Bren. We're coming for you.
No, we asked Dubstep on an interview when they win one of their matches during the playoffs, what was Bren feeding them? And he answered me, because I was wondering, like, this was supposed to be a joke question, but he answered it with a serious answer, which was Bren was feeding him motivation. And, well, you're kind of seeing that right here, right now. Still, though, Alter Ego do have some fireworks. They do have the firepower. This smoke, though, closing the distance for Dubstep with the Spectre. He's holding. He knows that there is members of Alter Ego aware of his positioning, but he is also baiting them to try to challenge us. And if they're not careful, they could actually give away the weapons that they sorely need right now to win the rounds and maybe go for this comeback. But it could be difficult. Dubstep still does not have a dash, actually, so he can't get away from that one. And this could open up the seaside.
It actually does here, but there's Borkum towards the back. Doesn't get the timing right. Spencer does here in Garage, but the trade is immediate. The flash is good. Takes a while. Takes a second, but Borkum and Witch, they get the respective kill here. They brought to a 2v2 on their bonus round. They're going to be happy with this regardless of the outcome. But Spike will be making its way. They have secured the B site. They do have a little bit to worry about here as Borkum is right hot on the tail of Tebatol. Jiggle peeks the corner, but low HP on him. He's not going to hard commit. Borkum still managing somehow to be alive to retain possession of his
Crossfire.
His soul will be siphoned away for now.
No!
It's going to be all up to Witz, who has the angle onto one. He knows where one is, and
Didn't
there's information
see.
towards backside. Going to get nothing right now. A little bit of
Kalau tadi
trigger
terpick,
discipline.
iya,
Came into play.
terlalu banyak. Kalau seandainya yang tadi dibunuh tuh,
He had no idea
one
that
beyuan tuh tadi.
there was a crossfire, so he still had to make sure what was on the back of B on Gong. I mean, again, it is deceptive for us. Like, well, why did Witz lose that? He had full, trigger discipline. He had full control of that situation. But again, just didn't know where Berserk was really placed, or if he moved out of that backside, or if he was even marking a link. The timing was off, and Alter Ego, it seemed to have been a really sticky scenario for them, but it works. But here's the problem. We have seen in that first half as well that the gun round not really looking too clean for Alter Ego, and they've kind of been relegated to just go for the weaker weapons. But thankfully for this one, it seems like they will have some, since they will just trade for utilities.
Borkum gets absolutely rattled there towards the back of B. I think that was through the smoke as well. Didn't really get a good picture of the shot, but still, it's an entry nonetheless. It weakens the B side significantly. Nobody really here. I mean, more in this corner will be tagged up. Can he get away? That's going to be 2 shock darts coming his way. And the swing out alongside it, the trade there as well. Berserk goes for that flash, the dash out, and swing is able to get out of the dodge here, but with 21 HP, there's no way he can heal himself. Was hopeful that he could, but just can't. 4v3 still for Bren. With this operator, they're definitely going to want to pick up this round. Oh, Dubstep sees the head. Sees the head. It's not enough. He gets a tag, though. They know the operator's here. How are they going to deal with him? How are they going to contest? Dubstep decides to fall off the angle. And you know what? Alter Ego? Yeah, no. We are not having any of this. Not with Dubstep now. Let's go to C. This is where we're going to take a fight. And that is, in fact, the right call. Dispenser's still here, however, so he can make it happen. He does get spotted out. He's in trouble. As Fat Penguin is able to spot the shoulder, and it's enough.
Okay, yo, bisa yo.
Bren in a very, very bad spot. And Alter
Safe
Ego
kah?
a chance at coming back.
Yeah, Bren safe.
Oh yeah, 11-5 is a scoreline that, again, seems to be a lot of rounds. But because we do have only like 30 max before we go off regulation in terms of the rounds, it's not really the biggest thing. And they might have been able to crack a little bit on the economy of Bren here. And Alter Ego, they're looking pretty good on that regard. Now you're just going to be seeing, Berserk's looking, hunting. He knows that he wants to get more impact in this post plant because taking an operator away from Dubstep is a huge W. You are okay with him fighting with a rifle, but when he gets that operator, there's just something different with how Dubstep uses that. In any case here, that's going to be the 11-5, and Alter Ego, they aren't still out of the waters just yet. They can play even before that post plant.
Yeah, but neither is Bren. There's still a couple of rounds to find, and before I continue that point, look at this. Jesse Vash, 24-7. Man is putting on a clinic for everybody right now. Just goes to show that Hey, just because I'm so Vash doesn't mean I can't wreck. And he is tearing down the house right now on Alter Ego, looking for that 30. Very much an inspiring performance from anybody who says that Sovas can't kill. This is just not true.
He hasn't gotten a kill with a shock dart. It's all been about his ultimate. Oh, really?
Yeah, he has at the very start of the game.
Okay.
I think it was round 2 or 3. Yeah.
Then just that. Just that.
Yeah, just that once.
Yeah. It's all been about the ultimates as well as the shoots. The shooty.
Bang,
Speaking of shooty, oh, work him. Gotta be careful.
Brought down to 13 HP. Has to fall all the way back here. Go somewhere else. But Hunter's Fury, is it gonna land the mark? Of course it tags one. But can it get the kill? It does find a tag onto 2. So that's some good HP lost here. Nats Laurent won't be able to heal himself up, but he does top off Berserks. And if there's any player you want at full HP, it's gotta be him, especially after he finds that opening frag. Dubstep getting flashed out. Get the timing and
dapat satu masih yan, Dubstep.
Dubstep, disgusting shot right there as he gets out of dodge and goes back into B, but he's looking for more. He knows that his team needs him to step up massive.
Oh no!
And he finds another headshot close. Who expects an operator to push like that here? Now he's getting close. That's gonna be another 3 kills for Dubstep. Blades out. Blades are enough, but it's Jesse Fash to follow up. And in this round, it is yet again Dubstep, who is the maestro of Doom. Bren will find match point off a masterful operator performance off of Dubstep.
12-5 anjrit, jauh. Wah, susah ini.
Expect that kind of
susah
loss
kita ke map kedua berarti.
From Bren, or that win from Bren. Because first and foremost, he was blinded. The timing,
aku ngantuk nih, biasanya kalau ngantuk
ini
kalah anjing memang kayak aku nonton kemarin.
Inside and out, the dash, the updraft, everything at the start of that one. The kill on the Reyna was not really necessary anymore because his teammates were already rallying right behind him. But the first 3 shots, the first 3 targets was the biggest, and that one on Berserks really hampered a lot of things because they wanted to get more control.
Susah banget, bukan nggak bisa ya, susah banget.
Link, and this really does kind of slow the pace down. Okay, this is not a Sova drone. This is a observer drone. So that's not going to spot actually everybody. But this does give an inkling to Bren that there is a lot of noise being made on sewer and A main.
Yeah, this is a...
Satu.
Oh, nice shot right there from Berserks. Manages to dash on through. Spots the head,
oh no!
But misses all the rest of the blades. Jesse Bash gets one, but he goes down shortly thereafter. Dubstep. It's going to be naded out. Okay, it doesn't take a lot of damage actually. So regardless, it's Fat Penguin who will be taking that kill onto Dispenser, and look at this. Still hope, currently, for Alter Ego as they look to bring things to 12-6. Dubstep, no doubt, will want to save this operator. I don't think they're going to try to make any more pushes here, but they might try to go and shut down the economy a little bit more of Alter Ego, as they will be forced off of it and eventually just sequester the round here up against Alter Ego.
Well, put a bow on top of it already. This round has been gifted by Berserks to the rest of Alter Ego. Yeah, he did not get the secondary kill onto Jesse Vash, but that initial on Wits when he had his back turned really opened up the entirety of the site, made it very easy for the rest of Alter Ego just to, just waltz on in. Still, Bren, because of the rounds that they won, I think they should still be able to buy up here, making it incredibly difficult for Alter Ego to convert. But when Berserks lines those up, when he's feeling it, he's 16 kills here. He might still be able to lead this team to victory. But the big problem, again, is they cannot make that mistake anymore. They just need that one round. And by that one round, I mean Bren to take the first game and one step closer for that road to Berlin. Everything is on the line here. Grand Finals, it's still a big thing. But right now, I think everybody is just looking for that answer. Who will be the team? Alter Ego or Bren?
They filled out the entire recipe for the disaster of Alter Ego, and all they're looking for now is the cherry on top. That final piece for the pièce de résistance.
Dapat satu.
Berserks is able to get that opening pick right there onto Jesse Vash, though this will allow them an avenue into the ace site. But there are still 2 players holding on to it. Berserks will get in, and Elmi Moore will find the follow-up. Great set of entries.
Ayo,
right
satu
there.
lagi.
Alter Ego.
Ooh, Berserk.
They got a little bit of a buy-in here into this game. That's Berserk's finding a third. And Dispenser getting that shut down, but he's all alone here. He might just take the operator and run for the hills here, especially after he probably will get chased off into oblivion. But how far will they go? Into the abyss they look. Dispenser looking right back at them, and he finds a third. He finds four. Almost does it, Dispenser. That should have never gotten that close. But Dispenser makes it happen, and for a second you believe he could have done it, but Alter Ego swipe it right back. No, this round is ours.
You know, out of the 5 members of Bren, Dubstep being the primary opper, way back when, it was Jesse Vash and Dispenser that have been kind of alternating between the sniper weapon, and there has to be some form of respect here from Alter Ego. Granted, though, Alter Ego know they have the money now, so you can see they're pretty stacked. They want to make sure that Bren cannot transition this sniper weapon into the next round. Even if Berserk can hit the battle, catch Dubstep off guard, they still respect it a lot. And trading 4 bodies for that, I think is more than enough for them, or fair enough for them.
Oh, yeah. This time they're gonna be forced.
Oh no!
Dubstep has money. He's gonna go for it. He's
oh no, he dropped
Mr.
to the ground.
Warbucks right now. That's gonna be a pick off right there, as they actually get one in their favor. Berserks is in hot water. He doesn't get out of it, and he boils right there as Dubstep finds another. Bren, they're stealing these rounds. They have no business winning these, but Elmi Moore is right there to bring equilibrium.
No!
Find the balance in the midst of the chaos.
Reload!
The chaos is their order. It's a 1v1 here. But
no! Botol, masih bisa ayo.
As he denies Borkum. What have these rounds been, Asarai? Where the hell have Bren been pulling out these kills?
Well, Borkum wanted to go for his time, but it was denied by Tebatol Boss. Oh my goodness. Where is these rounds going to? Down to the wire. The back and forth punching of both of these squads. Bren now called for the tactical timeout. They're looking a little bit afraid here. Ilu, but to be fair as well, this is going to be their bye round. That was only Dubstep with a rifle, if I'm mistaken, but now he's going to be in with an operator. This gives a lot more firepower for Bren. They're gonna have, I guess, a lot of pushback against Alter Ego. But Alter Ego, on the other hand, because of that messy little bout, they were at least gifted a bit of ultimates with Elmi Moore and Tebatol, and you know that Elmi Moore can convert on that Empress. So this could still be a possibility for Alter Ego. They're coming back. It's slowly but surely. It's very, very grindy, as they cannot clean up these rounds properly, but they still will take that rather than losing that round, and they just need 4 more to go out of regulation into overtime.
Yeah, but that's 4 big chances as well from Bren. They have been having trouble closing out games, and it has gone to overtime a lot more times than Bren would have liked. And so if they're looking to break...
Yo, masih bisa ini AE. AE masih bisa.
Here,
kalau aku 13-8 tadi, tolong deh prediksiku kalian
tactical timeout to
gagalkan.
They have a little bit more information, a little bit more of a better plan as to how to approach this defensive side. What they're going to do here is they're going to spot out one close up from above here, but he's going to be hiding. They don't know that Jesse Vash is ready for the bait and switch. He's going to run away. But that's a good shot from Jesse Vash. Borkum with a back off. And look at that, the 1-2 punch, crossfire, bait, switch, swing out, and double kill right there from Bren. As they're going to look for more. They double down on the aggression here, but it's enough to force Jesse Vash back because he's only onto 10 HP. Elmi Moore, though, he's crept up here. He's bypassed the smoke. He will be spotted out, stunned, rocked, and destroyed here. That's a good trade for Tebatol, who finds a double. Dispenser.
Beneran berarti 13-8 anjir. Aku kan tadi memprediksi gitu. Wah, ini susah nih.
But can he prove to be the decisive factor? Low HP on 2 members of Bren. Only Dubstep with full. Misses the shot. Penguin, he still can't swing this. It's going to be a recon dart that doesn't connect.
Nah, kan 13-8.
Dubstep with a beautiful shot
aku
on
tadi
the head.
ngomong apa anjir?
Look at Bren, the first map of the series.
There could have been some opportunity for Fat Penguin to maybe smoke himself out, be able to run away. He still had a shrouded step and something, but he knew that he had to go for a situation where he just had to get a kill on Dubstep, just because he knew that even if he took a site, even he could plant down that spike, it would be futile in the end because it was a 3 versus 1 and he didn't really have that much utility or time to mess with around anymore. In the end, it's still going to be Bren with that 13-8, and they will accelerate this series. 1 more Elo. This is a best of 3, not a best of 5, and one more. I cannot stress that enough.
Let's take a look at stats here. Just missing the 30 mark by 3 points. Jesse Vash. I have to say this was his game. If there was any game to claim Jesse Vash's place in the history of Bren esports and in Philippine esports history, this is it. This is Jesse Vash's standout performance of the season. How many times did he clutch for his team? On the other side, moments of inspiration from Berserk, who found round after round for his team. Unfortunately, the rest of the team unable to live up to that. It was a very quiet game from Nats Laurent, one of the players who you really look for in Alter Ego to step up to, because when you talk about Alter Ego, it's Berserks, it's Elmi Moore, it's Nats Laurent. These three guys are at the very tippy top. Every now and then, Tebatol, he'll chime in as well, and so will Fat Penguin. But it did seem like a little bit of an unbalanced game here, as Alter Ego had more players. Alter Ego had not all the players on their roster stepping up to when it truly mattered the most.
Well, there were some moments of brilliance there from Berserks. He got himself an ace. He got himself a lot of rounds where he was able to just entry onto the site. But I think Elmi Moore, not really what we expected to spot, I guess, coming into this one. They went for the double duelist. They wanted to get a lot more, I guess, CQCs, a little bit, a agent composition that allows them to fight a lot more as well. But we didn't really see that full swing for Alter Ego, because it seems like Bren knew what was going to be coming. In any case, we're going to go for a quick break. When we come back, game number 2. Is it going to be Bren, or will Alter Ego do the same thing that they did yesterday, which is come back from a deficit? Well, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Nah, ini loh sayang banget momen ini. Tapi gimana lagi ya? Memang beefing mau gimana? Not good luck. Dikit lagi udah aku prediksi tadi sebelum berhenti di 13-8. No. Halo, semangat. Yuk, semangat. Kita dukung terus nih tim Indonesia ya. Kita tetap semangat walaupun udah 1-0 nih. Hampir aja tadi. Sama-sama. Aku milihnya yang English because karena memang mereka lebih dulu daripada yang challenger Indonesia gitu loh. Sayang banget ya. Sayang banget itu tadi. Serius, dikit lagi. Tadi udah ku prediksi juga sebelumnya. Pas roundnya masih 12 berapa tadi? Nanti kan aku bilang akan berhenti di 12-8 pasti. 13-8. Beneran anjir. Mulut ini harus dijaga sepertinya. Kita tonton aja ya. Masih ada sih. Habis ini kan Bind ya? Habis ini Bind kan? Atau split ya? Aku lupa tadi. Bentar. Oh, di Asen. baru ke bind. Ascend dulu. Let's go. Bisa lah kita satu sama dulu. Let's go. Kasih kemenangan dulu ke mereka ya. Tapi Bren sih memang kemarin mainnya bagus sih. Dari kemarin itu. Cuma blendernya yang kemarin lawan Vpt itu memang Vpt sih kuat banget ya. Tapi keren banget yang kemarin kalau nonton Odin tuh masuk 4-4-nya kena Odin.
That's what I call the Bayani buff right there. Bayani, by the way, means hero in Filipino. So that out of the way, Dax, break down what happened. That was a banger of a match to start off the day.
I think simply put, Bren Esports was willing to play the alter ego game, and they were able to just outmuscle the opposition multiple times. You can see the alter ego, of course, absolutely potent, very ready to go for the shots, go for the kills themselves. But at the same time, you get Bren Esports looking very inspired right now, looking to bounce on back. And you mentioned it, Jesse Vash, usually he's the guy setting things up with lining things up with the darts and more. But
tadi sih hokinya hidupnya kayak terpakai itu. 6 HP anjir, satu peluru aja udah mati dia. Cuman apa sih Berserk lagi whiff kayaknya.
I still gotta say though, alter ego making it competitive. It could have been a runaway game there for Bren Esports, but on one side
si Berserk nggak menduga kalau bakalan di pick. Karena kan waktunya udah mau habis tuh. Harus plan memang. Kalau nggak plan, ya terpik mati gitu loh. Maksudnya Berserk kan, oh ini pasti ngeplan nih gitu. Pasti ngeplan karena waktunya habis gitu. Dikira Berserk kan gitu. Di plan tidit, tapi di fake. Terus gitu ngepick kena deh.
It will be the entire roster chiming in to end the game as the Bren Esports way. Jesse Vash, man, what a performance from him. 27 frags, 10 deaths
ya,
in that game, plus 17 plus minus.
Itu nggak sedikit 27 tuh kill dengan 13-8.
Always making the right decision. That is where he really brings the value into this, the leadership, everything with this man, top notch. But that was Haven. Map pick itself of Bren. When we go into Ascent, I think that might be a different story, and we kind of predicted this to go into a full 3-map series anyway, and so fight's not over yet.
You know what? You read my mind there, Black and Blue. While we did expect Bren to take map number 1 to their favor, Haven, their strongest map, indubitably. But going into Ascent, we saw how they performed yesterday. The lack of strength in Bren was very apparent in Ascent itself. So really, coming into map number 2, we expect this to go the way of Alter Ego. We got a match in our hands, folks. Make no mistake about it.
Well, the thing is, I do want to point this out real quick. Yesterday, that Vapor Rex map on Ascent, that's an outlier for the Bren performance. That was not the Bren Esports that we know and love. That's not the Bren Esports that we expect. And they just made these fundamental errors that we don't see from them at all. But looking at their history, it's been a contention point for Bren Esports. Yes, they have gotten wins there. They've suffered losses as well. But more often than not, it's at close matchup. And if Alter Ego wants to fight on back, bite back, they can actually do it on Ascent. This is a map that we've seen them figure out how to play the angles really, really well. Get that intel, go for those crossfires, and immediately get conflict underway. And on a map like Ascent, one of the best things Alter Ego is able to do is to force that conflict.
Yeah.
Go for the duel immediately, tell Brent to fight them here and now. And even though in Haven, Bren Esports, they were able to prove that they could do that, they could beat Alter Ego at their own game, that was still Bren Esports knowing that map very, very well. On Ascent, yes, Bren is experienced, but this time Alter Ego
bentar. Yang nge-pick siapa sih map pertama?
They can play to their strengths well.
Kok nggak ngecek
Not
tadi
only
aku?
geometry, but also statistically, they have the better stats when it comes to Ascent itself. 74% win rate for
territory for them, and AE is incredible.
Ben split, breeze, map selection, Heaven.
On Ascent as well. Bantu in the meantime, gonna be a matchup to
really kind of a big disparity between these two teams going to Ascent. We saw yesterday, as you said, versus Paper Rex on how things went. But it also is an outlier because Paper Rex are the only team to have even been able to take a map off of Bren Esports this entire Sea Challengers run. They have yet to prove that they can do that, but this is their final shot. And we've seen them time and time again here in the playoffs. When their back is against the wall, they can respond.
Ayo, bisa lah.
You know what, guys? That really is the tale of the tape here. Bren out for redemption. If they redeem themselves here on Ascent, they will go to Berlin one more game, ladies and gentlemen.
Namanya Black and
or are
Blue,
we gonna go to
bajunya
game 3?
Black and Blue.
Time to find out as we turn to our casters.
Let's go. Asarai
so much to digest, but well, we're not gonna wait long enough for it. You know, it's not like
mirror
Avengers
pick.
1, 2, and 3 where they're
Mirror
years apart.
pick.
We just get a few minutes apart, and second game is gonna go underway. Is this the end game, or will it still be a continuation for Alter Ego? We'll see, as Ascent is, as the panel has mentioned, our second map.
I'm not entirely
Yeah,
so
Myra
sure
pick
if this is honestly a
Andre.
good thing, because my
Myra
heart is
pick
having a little bit of like a hard time right now for this poor little heart of mine. As Alter Ego,
Dan
you know,
sejajar
I
lagi.
peg these guys as one of my favorites to
Sejajar
go
semua.
through here to, you know, to the Berlin stage itself. And of course, Bren. These two are actually two of my top picks. To see them here in the lower bracket is a little bit of a blessing and the curse. It's a blessing in the way that we still get to see them play, but it's very sad, of course, that we have to see one of them go home. They have gone a long, long way here. And again, this is the last pick for these two. What? They just walk out there. Dubsteps! They're just walking out and killing things. What is this? What are we? This is the pistol round from Bren? No way.
No.
Asarai, what on earth is... What are we seeing here? Okay, Elmore. He's got to bring things back. Bring a little bit more of balance to the universe, but Dubstep's already
Susah ini,
3
Mas.
kills ahead. He's got 3 kills
1-4.
in the pistol round. Where?
Ya kan?
This is something. Okay, he gets gravity well too, and that's... What a way to go.
No.
I am floored.
They were expecting maybe a slow play from Bren on the defending side. But this is actually a super smart thing, right? Because the default style of how you play Ascent when you're on the defending side is there's going to be a one-way smoke on A main, and there's probably going to be 2 pistol arrows that's going to be playing there. But they went the opposite direction. They went with their only duelist and a little bit of support on B main, and that was the worst timing for Natsalorant, who was just peeking out
Elmimor.
with his pistol, his turret, but that's going to be a great shot from Elmimor. This is something that Alter Ego really like to do, and well, this puts us into a 4v5, but Alter Ego, they now have themselves a couple of weapons, a couple of marshals. Oh no, never mind.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's...
Pick
You know, Elmimor has been honestly the #1 marshal / sheriff player, I think, on this entire Alter Ego team.
Yeah,
and that's a very high bar, because Alter Ego always somehow, all of them, they're also very good on these eco weapons. But now, question is, will they be able to yet again steal another eco win away here? They have been very good at them before, but with Borkum just around this corner, will not expect Natsalorant in the smoke. And that's a free Spectre to be picked up here in this 3v3. The Spencer gets a tag on. Natsalorant does go down.
2v3.
On Berserk. It's going to be a tough round with Marshall. Gets spotted out around this box here.
Oh no.
And it's going to be a nice finish right there onto Wits. From Wits, rather. It's going to be traded out by Tebotol. Still
nggak kelihatan. Udah turun tadi.
Very much, I'd say, a risky round for Bren. And that got way too close to call and way too close for comfort, as they lose 3 of their members on the anti.
No, this is not looking good. This is not looking
shots
good,
from
my
Elmimor.
friend.
I think the panel also brushed up on this, that Haven, and we all know it already, Haven is the map for Bren, but this bigger, more, I guess, spacious map that is Ascent is allowing Elmimor, I guess, to flex his
ini nak kelihatan.
motions a little bit, his
Pas
aim a
loncat
little
tadi.
bit better.
You mean
He's been hitting a
smaller?
couple of shots.
Ya loncatnya strafe sih. Si siapa?
Really?
Si
I feel like you can flex out a little bit here better.
Si Killjoy-nya tadi.
Even if it is just
Elmimor.
cold as
Dung dung gitu aja anjir pakai.
They are just ripping through him, aren't they, Lulu?
That took a minute, but in the end, okay, Bren Esports, they're gonna go down.
What? Elmimor ding ding gitu doang anjir. Pakai
tooth and nail.
asam. Pakai Guardiannya, pakai Guardian saya pokoknya yang one hit anjing Elmimor. Elmimor.
In the previous game here, I think it was in the group stage where he just got a ridiculous triple kill with a guardian.
Deng deng.
Look at that.
Mulus
Just the
banget.
tops. That one took a minute, but got there eventually.
Yeah. When you talk about aim demons for for Alter Ego here. You might think about Berserk, but I think Elmumor is just the cleanest of them all because he can just translate his aim in any agent that he likes. On the other side for Brent, probably going to be Dubstep. These are one of the two heavy honchos for either side that has allowed for a lot of spicy moments. In any case, Dubstep will get flashed away here. He still has a dash, if ever, but he doesn't want that. He doesn't need it as he's lining all these targets up.
3v4.
Well, who got that sail better into their hands? Well, it's Bren.
Yeah, no chance for heal. Tebotol can't really heal yourself there, man.
This is not looking good.
That's nice to try. Hopefully,
Ay,
you know,
dapat Nasloran.
Okay,
Nasloran. Good.
A site very much
Check
in question.
Check default, please. Wallbang atas. Check default.
A very exclamatory statement here as Dispenser hold it right now. It's good for one hold right there, but
well, 1v1
trade on the board. Now they know Jesse Vash is a B player, but they don't know how close he is just yet. With that Odin, he's been very dangerous. He's been very deadly. How many rounds has he won just with the wall bangs alone? The recon dart goes out.
No, Odin lawannya.
And that's gonna force Jesse Vash to fall back, all the way back. And I love this play here from Natslorand. He's going ahead and securing as much real estate as he can, just to make sure that he has good positioning and that he can't get instantly melted the moment that he drops the spike or he plants the spike. Now it's still a 1v1 and Jesse Vash with the Odin, like you said.
Odin ini
one of the best players that we have. Yesterday he got a 4
kill.
Yeah,
pakai 4 kill. Ya kemarin. Jesse Vash
entire performance on their Ascent map yesterday.
Vash still has his Sova drone and the recon dart. There is no corner that Natsulan should be able to hide, but maybe Vash is not going to be privy to that.
No!
Gets spotted. 1v1 Nats. He's taken away his turrets so many times, but he hasn't get punished for it. For a second, no, he will.
Oh.
Rather unfortunate for Natsulan. He almost played that to perfection. As you mentioned, he was squeezing the timer just to make sure that Jesse Vash was not creeping up. And same could be said from Vash there, but in the end, he just said no. Well, he's saying no to Wits, but he's saying no to his opponent as well.
No, Wits. No. But how many times will Jesse Vash just be allowed to clutch these rounds here? There was a lockdown as well from Natslorand, and I'm a little bit concerned that he didn't actually go ahead and decide to use it. I think in one of those, I think in that round it would have been a very good investment to actually go ahead and utilize it. Probably erring to the side of caution would have been the answer for that one, but instead he goes and tries to play that 1v1, ends up paying the price for it.
Not looking good.
Fortunately, Alter Ego have still enough money to go into another round here with full utility and full weaponry in their arsenal. Berserks will be spotted out, almost catching the head. As Dubstep will pull out the Blade Storm. Can't get out.
No.
Spencer's there to bail him out though. And that's going to be Borkum with another crossbar towards mid, and very good mid control is exchanged for the A site here, but it's still 3v2. They might not expect Fat Penguin, who's already crept up close. A beautiful flash, but still a better response.
Oh no.
Just now, 1v4 and he's dead to rights here. They know, there's just no way he gets out of that alive.
Susah.
They triple swung him. So there's not really much that he could do there, unless maybe there was an instance that they line up for a split second and he got like a Colat headshot, but
on 3, I doubt.
Ayo, AE bisa AE.
Exactly, I know. It
was bawa ke game ketiga lah.
Scenario, if ever it did happen. The problem now for Alter Ego, I think, is they're just not expecting Bren's bailout. They have somebody always at the back. For example, Dubstep can't convert a kill. He will always just have somebody like Dispenser or let's say Wits that will follow up and seemingly pick him from that spot and keep him safe. And this catches Alter Ego off guard because it happens so late that all of their reactions, all of their focus is all on Dubstep or any member of Bren there. And it has caught Alter Ego so off guard. And Bren have been doing this dip in, dip out style to utter perfection. And it has caught them so many times in a lot of rounds as well.
That's what I really like about the Bren play style right now. And what's cool about it is, so whenever Dubstep goes into an advanced position, it's normally a place he can dash out from, right?
Yeah.
And
kena.
problem with that...
No! Whiffing! No! Teh botol!
Second whiff!
No!
That was too big chance. But yeah, going back to the point here, whenever Dubstep goes into a position that he might not be able to get out of, he's got his teammates to rely on to be his buoy, to be.
Harus agak tenang nih. Pressure-nya tinggi nih, AE. Aku yakin mereka butuh ketenangan ini.
Now it's Alter Ego, and they've been doing this strat a lot, you know. Even in their games yesterday, where they did this against Boom too, where they would run this mid push and they'd get through, and then they'd take spawn, CT spawn, and then collapse onto either B or A from there. This is something that Bren are fully aware of. This is something that Bren will have research and will know how to address if it comes to it. And you saw that in the previous gun round there, right? The way that they fought so hard for B at the risk of giving A, that's what they wanted. As long as they didn't lose mid and have the opportunity to rotate to B or A cleanly, is a very big win for that defensive side. It's a much better payoff than giving up mid and then being separated from one another, unable to rotate from A or B.
Because again, you'd probably think, you know, if you're in that situation with how you look at the game, it might not be the most optimal way to play, but because of how well these teams can react and read where opponents could be, becomes a tool that they can utilize. And I think that's 100% would agree with you on that regard. Now, it seems like there is going to be just a tech timeout. It is what it is. It does happen from time to time. But Bren have been at a point where I think Alter Ego now are making... how do you say this? They're looking a bit afraid at how they kind of take these fights. Also, just going to point it out, for some reason, Alter Ego's rifles all have the same color palette. That shows their camaraderie, bro. Just saying.
I'm starting to build a little bit of a theme of my own when it comes to my skins. Yeah.
Blast X Phantom for life, but there's no Vandal that can like match with it. Maybe a glitch pop Vandal, but
no, I'm on that Sentinels of Light, dude. I like the white.
You know, I should have actually bought that. I kind of want to refund everything, but I can't. So I'm just looking at these skins and like. I purchased too many.
So many regrets. Now all we can hope to do is get a drop from Viminal.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Vim, if you can hear us, please drop us.
Please drop for us. Every day, all day for the rest of your life. Thank you very much.
That's true bromance for you. Oh, there it is. The artwork that you can do with your daggers. Look at
we're having a little bit of a technical timeout here, and
yeah,
considering the fact that it's extended, giving us a little indication that, okay, we might be going into a break, or this might take a minute. So for everybody who's watching at home, this is the perfect time to grab a little bit of a snack.
Yeah, a little bit snack. I already grabbed it, bro.
If you haven't had your lunch yet. And some popcorn. And enjoy the rest of the game with us.
So you eat popcorn right after you eat lunch? That's pretty healthy, bro. No.
You know, popcorn is healthy, dude.
Oh yeah, actually.
Popcorn is a healthy snack.
As long as you don't put too much butter. Because there's like little calories on popcorn. Yeah, exactly.
Because the fat is what does you in, man.
That's true.
Like if you put a lot of fat, like a lot of fatty butter and a lot of salt, not a very healthy snack anymore, is it?
Yeah, that's...
Like if you put a whole stick of butter in your popcorn. That's kind of how I like it, though. My favorite way to have popcorn is like a lot of butter.
What?
And a lot of barbecue powder.
Oh yeah, butter's the best.
Yeah.
Like I don't actually like barbecue powder or cheese powder. Butter.
Kok malah ngomongin popcorn?
Most natural state, and you just melt it and just sprinkle.
Kenapa nih? Ada apa ini? Technical time out.
Take a stick of butter and bite it like everyone else does.
What kind of monster are you?
Isn't that how you eat butter with bread?
No.
You just take a bite of the bread and then a bite from the butter.
Oh my.
What the heck?
It's efficient.
Katanya makannya itu sambil ini mentega nih. Ini roti.
It's better than keeping your bread in the freezer.
Gigit roti terus gigit
bread in the freezer prolonged.
Biasanya kan kita olesin dia
production. Give us your thoughts on this.
No. This is an argument between you and me. Don't you go crying to production, all right?
I'm not crying. I'm asking for their opinion, all right? Because it's you and me. We're only two, even. So we need an odd man out to help us with it. All right? We need somebody to tell us that putting bread in the freezer is fine. And again, if you're just tuning in, guys, it's because we're on technical timeouts. That's why we're not talking about the game, because we don't want it to always just be one topic that's set over and over again.
Look, man, if we're going to a long technical timeout, I'm gonna
Udah 5-1 ya. Apakah diriku mengantuk ini melihat angka 5-1? Ternyata tidak, Bung. What the heck? Apakah ada masalah lagi dengan AE?
It is also.
Kemarin sih sportsmanship-nya BEM sih perlu diakui ya. Karena dia
I'm not gonna go on a full
mau lo menunggu.
Quarter life crisis on you.
Mau menunggu.
It's okay. That's
Tapi udah sampai sini sih udah
denialism.
AE sih udah.
Yes,
ini
exactly,
ya.
exactly.
Udah bagus lah.
It's like you know back in childhood as well.
Kita masih punya Pepper X. Pepper X di sana ada 2 orang Indonesia. Oke.
I only had my video games with me.
Among other things,
like my Beyblade and my Crush Gear and my Yu-Gi-Oh.
You know, we spent years as teenagers looking for Bey, when the only answer was really Beyblade.
Dude, what do you mean? When I was in high school, I was still playing that Beyblade.
Dude,
and then
Beyblade is like coming back, you know.
Exactly.
It's coming back in a big way. Like, people have been making the most high-tech Beyblades that, like, it even starts spinning. It takes the spin from other people's Beyblades.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, if I had this technology back when I was in grade school, I would have been the coolest kid on the block, dude.
Did you also know that those spinners that they have, the launchers, right, with the plastic, what do you call it?
Oh yeah, they've leveled those up too.
Yeah, it's like it has that mechanism that it just pulls it back, and it's much more efficient. It gets you more spins in as well. See, this is what we need. After VCT Southeast Asia, we need a Beyblade competition.
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do, guys. Now that VCT Southeast Asia is done, and all of us casters and a lot of the almost done, and a lot of the players, I think we should set up a VCT Beyblade League while we wait for the next big tournament.
Yeah, Masters. You know, there's a few days. I think a week before Masters.
And we could shoutcast this. That would be our job. We'd be out of a job in a day.
You can shoutcast. I will join it.
Wait. Oh, I thought I heard that. I thought I heard it. The time ticking on the clock, but it was a mirage. It was a mirage. A trick of the
your
mind.
Imagination. Seems like we are going to be coming out of this pause in a few more moments, guys. So bear with us just a little bit. And if you're wondering who are these random casters that are talking about random nonsense and not talking about Valorant.
We are the look, man. We are the randos of the FPS casting community. That's just it. That's just it.
Yeah.
So
I want to brand myself as, you know, I kind of know that guy.
But you don't know his name.
Exactly.
Like those actors who you know their face. Like, I've seen that guy in a million movies. But I don't know him. I don't know his name. Like that guy from Back to the Future.
Marty McFly?
I don't know. But
I only know the character.
Okay, here we go, guys. We're gonna continue with the game. We will give you an update on what the hell just happened because we do not know either just yet. Right? Obviously, stay tuned. Here we go. Round number 7, and coming back from that long technical timeout. Got a little bit of a minute here to get back into the game as 3 ultimates on Alter Ego and 2 big ones on Bren Esports as well. See how this plays out.
Alright, I just had to message production real quick that I wanted to fight them with Beyblade now that they argued with me, but that is gonna be Pat Penguin with an initiate on dubstep. Removing dubstep from the equation here, really a big help because Borkham is the only one left on the A side. But can he anchor properly?
Oh.
He gets an equalizer trade. That is good because this turns it into 3 versus 3 on the retake. But the big thing about this for Alter Ego is that they have the necessary tools to make this into their baby. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Natslar, how many times has he been caught trying to just post or plant out his turret and has been punished for it? Rather unfortunate, but that's gonna put it into a 2 versus 3.
Yeah. Flash is decent. And it's actually good enough for Dispenser to get 1 kill, but that gives information on where Fat Penguin is. Can't win that final duel, though, as Witch will secure the round. Yet again, Bren are going to find themselves in a comfortable lead. This is looking much more like the Bren we know, and much less like the Alter Ego that was playing yesterday. I don't know if it's because they left the Boom boot camp and the power of friendship has sort of dissipated a little bit, but it doesn't seem like Alter Ego is as crispy or as spry as they were. Maybe it's just not their day.
It seems like it might not be. Again, that steam that they had might have all been expelled already from yesterday, because they stretched, and I mean fought tooth and nail, clawing, gnawing, gashing, biting, just doing everything to keep themselves in this tournament. And they could still bounce back, but the big problem to this is it doesn't seem like it's gonna happen. We'll see if they can, though. I don't want to sound like a spoil sport for Alter Ego here, but we cannot deny the fact that it's 1-6 right now. They're getting the entry frags, they're finding the openings to the sites, but it seems like they can never really survive out of that post plan. It's either being caught off guard, like with what happened to Natsuloran. It seems like Natsuloran has been the kind of victim of this. He's been the one that needs to be alive to set the utilities, to set the traps and whatnot. He even is put into 1v1 clutch scenarios, but Bren just keeps seemingly is his kryptonite for this best of 3.
Yeah, but you know, there's multiple kinds of kryptonite. Get out of my way. So
that is also true. But
just wanted to point out there is a pink kryptonite. Google it. Oh, that's a big miss right there from Dubstep. Almost gets punished. Taking down a 30 HP, nowhere for him to run to and heal as Tebatol gets a great pick onto Borkum, and that's a follow-up by Berserks. Now that's the A side completely open and left unguarded here, but can they re-garrison themselves up here and manage to take it back? Berserks will miss those blades. That's gonna allow him a little bit of opportunity here with that dash out to secure some form of map control around this heaven area. 3v4 retake. And with all these ultis coming from Alter Ego, this is one thing that I want to know as well. Why are Alter Ego so hesitant to use those ultimates? A lot of the rounds, they come way too close for comfort because of their hesitance and their reluctance to be able to use those ultimates. It happened in the previous games. And this is fortunately for them, one of those rounds where it will not necessarily be needed or called upon.
Oh no, Odin.
Well, raining bullets from up above. Jesse Bash gets spotted. That gravity well will keep him actually safe. It sucked him right into cover. He's just going to pop as many shots as possible. I don't think he's going to be able to escape this.
Oh, masih bisa escape.
Barely. Timing is perfect, but this is where Alter Ego finally find their mark. They just try to overwhelm with numbers. It works out in the end, and that nice little catch onto Dubstep for the first time in this game opens up some possibilities because he had to rotate somewhere. He couldn't get a quick enough heal from Wits because Alter Ego didn't miss a chance to go for a heavy punish. They knew that even if they can take the damage, put the damage on Dubstep, they can put the pressure somewhere on a different part of the map because of the fact that if Wits is on A, he has to go all the way around to B, meaning it could be weaker for them. So maybe these reads could have been coming out from Alter Ego, but we'll see how this goes. They're still up against Bren that can buy moving forward into this round.
Yeah, well, here we go, guys. It's going to be another full gun round coming in as we continue on into game number 2. For those of you who are just joining us, this is the lower bracket. And it's the lower bracket final with Bren Esports going up against Alter Ego. But here we go. It's that mid-take that Alter Ego love to do. Bren Esports, they are aware of the possibilities, so they go for an aggressive pick towards B main. This opens up avenues for them to hold on to B, but it cuts off their rotation here towards A. Now, they have invested 2 players on it, and Borkum, he's going to get fully blinded. And somehow he gets bailed out. The crossfire. Just so dominant, and Borkum yet again finds another. That's Tebatol left all alone. 1v4, he finds a nice right there. But Jesse Vash letting it rip right there with the Odin and getting Bren their 7th round.
That's all you really want with Odin there, just to be able to rip one out with it. And as you mentioned, that crossfire, the gravity well, there is some
Udah kena gravity well,
crossfire dari
but the big
problem is
sama,
it seems like Bren is not getting shocked, and the awe is just,
sama dari
that
ini
does not work out well for us. Is coming out from Alter Ego and their voices.
Susah
this
itu
is not looking too hot. And this defense size
let's go, bisa.
favors Bren so much. Berserk's able to at least survive, not even get tagged. So that's a helpful thing in his regard. Dubstep trying to run away. I'm wondering if Elmimore will try to use his ultimate for this.
Dubstep gets tagged twice by... Yeah, sorry, but yeah, Dubstep gets tagged twice by that recon, and that feels the worst when the Aldron tags you twice. It's like, come on, not again. Get out of here with that.
A bit of cut noise now for Alter Ego. Oh. Yeah, that
Tawa ko
timing
pinaka
just
sa
showed them
bakanan.
up. But they still have a minute. So I'm wondering if they're gonna maybe go for another, but as soon as they get spotted by the recon, they did not stop. But they have to halt as Borkum is the gatekeeper of the A site. Pay my toll or pay with your lives. Natsloran, he has an operator, but I haven't seen him clutch with this too hard. At least for today, maybe yesterday, but not right now. As that's gonna be Dispenser dispensing one victim, and we're 2 more for ending this first half. Look at this. Oh my, even through the flash he gets a third.
Now, looking at the ultimates right here from both of these teams, they have strong ult economy. But you have to note, they've been holding on to these for a minute. And I think the reason for this is that there is... Look, I think it's because they're waiting on each other to use their ults as counter ults, so that might be it. But I do have to point out that Alter Ego, they are in so many rounds behind here. They're in trouble. And they still refuse to lay down those lockdowns, those aggressive Hunter's Furies. Even the Cosmic Divide, they're waiting. They're sitting on them. It's been like 4 rounds now that they've had them. And yet there's still that reluctance to do so.
Dapat satu
With another one. Untradeable. But Tebatol has managed to find it. It's a whiff from Dubstep for now. But he's able to get out of dodge. Really happy here with this 4v5 retake. A lot of ultimate, a lot of utility to be dispensed by not just Dispenser, but the entirety. Both of these teams here, they have a lot to go off of this in this round.
Oh, timing!
How is that possible?
Timing!
And still
timing anjrit, sayang banget.
With it. Maybe they were waiting for the plan on the spike, but Bren not giving him any solace, although Elmimore is on the case, on the prowl. He's trying to pick himself up a weapon. 45 seconds, trying to at least avert that Sova drone. And he's keeping himself contained, but Jesse Bash is running through.
No way.
And he knows that that thick wall only gets penetrated by the big Odin. And that is just going to be all she wrote. 2-9, one more round before we end this first round. And Alter Ego...
Susah ini, udah 29, terlalu jauh. Bukan tidak mungkin, tapi susah banget. Hampir tidak mungkin.
I think it's just, I don't know. This has got me a little bit aghast, a little bit flabbergasted here, Asurai. 2 rounds ago on the take, 3 rounds ago, 4, maybe even 5, I can't remember exactly. But there were a number of opportunities to make those ultimates successful round conversions, especially with the lockdown. But Bren, they're just holding their own here. They're just holding onto the utility. Finally we have here the usage of the ultimates from both teams, and that's going to be the Hunter's Fury deployed. Elmimore's good to find a Hunter's Fury kill onto Borkum. That's going to be a response. Hunter's Fury, and they're going to be definitely finding the mark here. As only a little bit of damage is going to be taken out here. Dubstep will be healed, but the retake does begin here. Lockdown will be used as a counter for this retake, and so will the attacking ultimate.
Oh, is that going to be enough time, though? Let's see if the shot card will actually hit the kill. Well, it will not, and there is a lot of victims
5
here.
players detained! 5 players! They're just going to stick it! Asurai, no way in hell this happened. Okay, we're a little bit back into the reality here. Just for a second, you thought it was gonna happen, but no. Tebatol, he's keeping things alive.
Bisa, tinggal
satu. One left. He has Seekers. He's gonna pull them out. Looking for the 1v3 here. He's got the shot on. He knows where both of them are, left and right. That's how he swings.
Okay, masih bisa, ayo. Let's go.
Alter Ego, they claim 9-3. It's a very scrappy 9-3, but they finally find an entrance into this game after getting completely gate-kept by Bren the whole time.
Oh my, 5 detains. You don't even get that in ranked.
Who gets that?
They really kind of almost shot themselves in the
5
foot
people
there,
detained.
First and foremost, that was incredibly risky, but Bren had no idea that Elmimore was still playing on Hell, so was able to at least get the punishes on multiple members of Bren trying to waterfall in from heaven. And what kind of at least kept them safe was the fact that it was still out in the open, and Bren, even though there was like 5 detains, multiple members of Alter Ego were very far from getting punished while they were still on lockdown. So there is that net. There's that moment that Alter Ego could capitalize, which they did. In any case here, though, Pistol will be ensuing. Berserk has spotted Dispenser already, but Dubstep making his presence known on market doors, but they immediately pull away. They pull back for now, making a lot of commotion. Maybe looking for some over-rotation here. A little bit of over-expectancy for Alter Ego for that B side as Jesse Bash comes into A, and a pinch will be pushing through short.
Dubstep, no hesitation. He just goes straight right onto the site here.
Dapat 1.
That's Laurent. Good hold so far.
Nomor 2.
One. Tebatol's good for a trade. But there's still 3v4 right now as Tebatol. He knows where Dispenser is. Backup is coming, and backup he doesn't need. Because he wins the duel anyway with 9 HP. He comes out on top, and that brings us to a 3v3. Low HP still on Dispenser. As the time will be taking away Dispenser. We'll get one more. Still, how does he find these kills on low HP? But the double health setup, can they deal with it? And it looks like it's gonna be a yes.
Let's go. 9-4. Let's go, masih bisa.
9-4.
It begins. The 3-9 curse ensues, and Alter Ego, it's still not yet over. And there were
masih belum, ayo masih bisa ini. Masih bisa.
This was
Yakin
so
aku.
crucial. Now they can start building stuff up. They'll be able to create some economy, bring back the rounds that they lost in the first half, and the damage as well as the hold from Alter Ego, pristine, and the retakes, as you mentioned, from Elmimore, just fantastic. We're gonna have a quick little timeout once again, but it really was such a big deal that they got that, and immediately you can see straight up into the 3 Spectres. They are not kidding around. They could have gone for 5, but they want to make sure at least they can have like a Hero, Vandal, or Phantom moving into the next. But Bren is a team that sometimes force buys, but they respect Alter Ego enough, and they have some other options, other plans, that they're gonna at least go for an almost full save here.
A little bit of a technical yet again here as Asurai.
Ada apa ini ya?
He gets to talk
Technical
about
lagi.
Beyblades again.
Time out.
Beyblades, beat a man, or Crush Gear?
Oh, dude, do not even start this debate. You do not want to get into this with me.
Ngomongin masalah Beyblade lagi sama Crush Gear
man. But yeah, Beyblade's for real. Beyblade's
the OG
for real.
one though, the OG one is definitely Tamiya.
Tamiya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything more OG than that?
No, like I go back to those days when it was me and my dad, and my dad loves cars, so we'd sort of just build Tamiyas, and he'd sort of help me build them. I mean, he'd build them, and then I'd say it's mine, but really he did all the work because I was too young.
You
But the
never know.
Crush
Maybe
Gears,
you were
man,
a
the Crush Gears were cool.
genius.
I was not very smart, so he kind of had to do everything.
I kind of get that. Okay.
Oh, mereka mau rush
All right.
A.
Well,
there we go.
Okay, never mind. We're back. We're
Yeah,
back.
rush
Okay,
A.
thank you. Thank
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah,
So
kelihatan
the DC
aja.
was actually, I think a player dropped out of the server and they had to reconnect him.
Oh!
All well and good here as we go back into the round. Dubstep, beautiful catch. But it's going to be in the blender they go here as Nats Laurent finds a 3rd kill with the turret. Dubstep still raking up those kills, racking them all in as it's going to be the spike, not yet going down. Dubstep with a backup. Good trade here, still a 1v2. Borkham's picked up a weapon, and he's clutched. He's been clutched for his team. When he gets spotted out from the behind, though, it doesn't look like it has to reload, and that's going to be Elmimore with the final blow, the nail to the coffin of
Ayo, bisa
Borkham.
95. 4 round lagi, bisa lah 4 round.
Good eco round for Bren.
4 round untuk menang atau 4 round
Got
untuk
bullied there just ever so
menyusul
slightly.
ini.
That was an almost buffet for Nats Laurent. Everybody just lined up right in front of him. He was gobbling him as they were just being served right.
Baki?
But
Really?
that is, as you mentioned, going to be a clean round.
Really?
for Alter
Elmimore
Ego.
pakai Baki?
They actually buy, as I mentioned, the Hero Vandal for Berserks here, and that save will really be crucial because here comes the full force of Bren once again. They bought up fully. They have all the necessary tools to be making this possible. And looking quickly into the defensive posture of Alter Ego here, they put everything they have on the short, but they don't really need to, as Berserk's just again runs
Berserk
wild
dapat satu
on mid lane.
Really, what a great shot, and that just makes things so difficult for Bren right now because they're now faced with a tough decision. They have the ball's in their court. They have to get a pick. They have to level the playing field somehow because the weaponry, it's in Bren's advantage, but the numbers AE have it. So what's the play here? What's the call? Vash looking to start a war through the wall here. And they're throwing everything. It's just like East and West Germany right now. Big throwback, but the wall will go. This wall cannot go down.
How old are you?
Dude, I did not make it for that, all right? I just read history.
I only know the fight for the wall in Game of Thrones. That's about it.
Ngomongin masalah sejarah.
The wall in the north.
The wall.
Well, there is going to be movements here for Bren. It's going to be smooth. It could try to explode. There is the turret spotted already, but there isn't really an alarm bot here. So Wits, knowing this, has kind of crept himself up all the way through the back. Now, which he does. And this keeps him still contained at the back of the site, but he has to go in. Speaking of,
let's go!
9 Jenkins styles, and that's going to give us the 6-9. Alter Ego, they're striking back.
What a great flash from temen-temen. Amazing play just to counter off of the I'd say desperate push that Bren Esports had to make in that round. Not a lot of time, and so he capitalized on it. And with an SMG, that's one of the best ways that you can run it. You get ahead of them. You get you do it while you're running.
Hanya pakai Spectre dan bisa running gun.
Kalau
pakai yang lain masih susah lah. Spectre masih agak bisa terkontrol kalau running gun.
And Bren Esports, they have been looking like they're slowing down a little bit.
Enemy War dapat satu.
This is starting to look like the Alter Ego that we know. Winning ridiculous duels, wide swinging, peaking with confidence. Bren are now, they have to be wary. They have to watch their back because Alter Ego seems like they're waking up and they're getting into gear here.
Definitely are. It's looking quite scary. Elmi Moore, he's looking unhindered, unchallenged.
Oh no!
Big shot from Wits will finally
Wits
take him out.
dapat anjir
And it seems like they're going to commit to this fight. They've given the information with these Seegers, with these cabbages. And exactly that. But, oh, the big wraparound. Dubstep's not going to hit anybody now, is he? And Wits, well, he can actually just jump up, go straight onto spawn where Dubstep is, and go to B. But this actually puts him in a really difficult spot. Thankfully enough, he has the Trailblazer to give that information. Maybe Dubstep can capitalize.
They're wondering if there's somebody that's gone short right there. It's a good flash here. And Dubstep could have the timing. Dubstep could...
No, Dubstep!
Spot onto...
Oh no! Timing! Dubstep!
This round just might go Bren's way for now. Good double swing out here, but Berserk's smoke off one.
No!
He doesn't win the duel up against Wits. Up close and personal, that's just where the frenzy shines. And Wits is better for it this time around. And Bren, what a great read. Going for that flank, it just goes to show that Bren aren't all about those fast plays. They're not all about the flashy executes and then the
timingnya anjir Dubstep.
They can also play it slow.
Hockey
they can play steady. They can rely and fall back on the fundamentals that have been instilled in them for years and years of playing tactical shooters.
Dubstep's decision to smoke himself out, but rather than going to heaven, actually come back on switch or door, however you want to call it, was actually a smart decision. Because if Wits did not clutch that situation, Dubstep would not have a good position to actually 1v1.
Yeah, there's no angle on the spike.
Exactly. So you can really see that just these tiny movements really do allow really show to us how hard, how experienced these players have, how much experience they have.
Lockdown gonna be used here, and they're gonna try to get that lineup. Shot
I don't
dart.
think so though.
Nggak dapat anjir.
It's not gonna break it, they're gonna be able to get through, and that's a big problem. They get the detain onto Berserks, he melts away, but the Nano Swarm gives trouble as well, because Elmi Moore, he's got a good hold towards the backside.
Oh no!
But they do! The turnaround right there! What was that 180 that we just saw? But look at this fat penguin on the back of the side. Has to be the best here for
sayang banget.
It's Bren yet again to find another round here.
Susah nih.
Absolutely
Sekarang Iko
from the boys in black and yellow.
you might have lineups for the lockdown, but that is the quote-unquote default spots. Teams now, as you see, they just put it slightly to the left, slightly to the right, because they know that 2 shock darts is what's needed, but 2 shock darts in the center is what is necessary to be able to take down the Killjoy ultimates. Really, really finesse, or really a fine line, sorry, more specifically, that allows you to deny or be denied. In any case, Dubstep seems to want to pull the trigger, but takes a full... And a flash right
Oh
away.
no, dapat 2.
Where did that come from? He just dig deep, took a little bit of a breath, and well, there's just 2 down already for the count. And Dubstep, he's jumping around. He's looking for targets. Last man standing, Penguin.
No. 1 lawan 4 susah ini.
Just a little bit to victory, but the 4 versus 1 with everybody knowing his position, his last location.
Bren this much closer, taking 1 step further to going to Berlin, being the Filipino representative. But they have the Indonesian powerhouse standing before them, and Fat Penguin has managed to line them up. But right now, he's getting tagged through the wall, 12 HP,
Susah,
and he's
bisa.
gotta go, he's gotta go!
Nggak bisa.
No more room for error this time. He's gotta save this up and hopefully play for overtime here, because Bren, they've secured map point. Bren are 1 round away from going to Berlin into the grand finals, looking for that rematch against Paper Rex.
12 anjir, udah 12-6.
Oh man, how cool would that be on LAN? On like a LAN, and then he did that and everybody would start like chanting?
Yeah.
One day.
No. One day. This could be the day though, because now you were hyping it up beautifully.
Oh, match point dan keadaan gini anjir.
They're feeling it now.
Yeah.
They're feeling it
Nice
so
try lah.
hard. 6-round deficit, 12 rounds in.
Masih bisa, masih beli mereka.
As is said by the announcer, AE, they know they have to squeeze as much advantage as they can, and a tactical timeout is just what the doctor ordered. They have all the weaponry that they can want right now to prolong their tournament life, their existence here in the Southeast Asia Challenger, and maybe a sliver, a chance, a silver lining in this road to Berlin. But Bren, as you mentioned, they just looking clean here, Elu. Better than clean. They're Mr. Clean.
Yeah, very shiny at the top and very buff. And, and handsome. And nice white shirt.
You put yourself in a really weird spot there. I was just saying, like, you know, the efficacy of the Mr. Clean brand.
Right.
Really is there, right? I was just saying.
I thought you were drawing a
picture of a bald,
buff, handsome guy who's just.
To be fair, there's no one bald. Never mind.
Never mind. You know what? Let's go on. All right, here, guys. Match.
I was just about to trash talk.
Shut up, match point.
They're about to win.
Match point here for Bren. Can they go to Berlin? They have it in their name. It's now their namesake. It's been a meme all across the world right here, all across Southeast Asia at the very least. Alter Ego, they want to fight. They have shown that they can make comebacks.
Oh
but with
no.
double swings like this, oh my god, 1 round
double swing
away, and they found 1 kill. Tebatol to swing from this corner, hiding in this position. He could go absolutely massive, but Dubstep somehow sprays him down, just checking. 3v5. Bren are this close to going on to Berlin. Can they do it? Can they find the decisive?
Wah, nggak bisa, udah susah.
Dubstep on 3 kills. Jesse Vast finds the last, and that's Dispenser. Bren, book your tickets. They're going to Berlin here. The Filipino representatives are gonna go through into the grand finals, awaiting a rematch with Paper Rex.
Don't forget to bring your jacket, Sonny boy. It's cold in Germany, and it seems like, as you mentioned, Bren is the 2nd seed. We're going to be passing it on to our panelists to break it down even further, but it seems like Bren was able to go beyond.
You heard it first from our casters themselves, guys. Bren is going to Berlin. The dream of Brenlin has become a reality, my friends. A proud moment for every Filipino fan out there right now. Dax, Black and Blue, It's indeed a proud moment for the Filipino fans back at home. But, you know, I had my reservations about Bren in that last game on Ascent. Isn't that right? But you called it. You were right. The true Bren that we all know and love has come forward in that last performance.
They didn't even go for a map number 3. They just cleaned it up, and that has been the Bren Esports experience for quite a while already in the playoffs itself. But come on, guys, you already know by now the tagline. You can't spell Berlin without the letters B-R-E-N-N. And Bren Esports, they are gonna go global. They are gonna go into that international stage. But I think right now, one other thing they're looking forward to is what's up next. Now they're going to be able to build on a rematch versus Paper Rex to see who's going to be the kings of SEA. But in that performance there versus Alter Ego, it was the Bren experience truly. They have been on the uprise for quite a while already. The trajectory of Bren Esports was advancing and advancing. And Alter Ego, they put up a good fight, yes. But at the same time, some of the concerns that we've seen from the AE roster, they came true. They would get ultimates early on, but not really use them at the same time. And their biggest potency is their frag potential, but some uncharacteristic whiffs here and there. Bren Esports turning the tides with that thrifty in that second half. It does seem like they're for AE. It wasn't the most pristine experience that we got from them compared to the lower bracket run. And Bren Esports, they were, I'd say, motivated, guys. And isn't it poetic that they win on Ascent to get to that second slot?
And here's another tale for us to tell. Bren Esports, after winning that series 2-0, they're undefeated against every single team they came up against here in the Sea Challengers, except for Paper Rex, who they're going to be facing in the grand finals. So for every single other team, barring Paper Rex, they have a perfect run, have not dropped a single map, complete utter dominance here by the Pearls of the Philippines, the pride of the Philippines. Bren Esports, what an amazing run. You had so many players stand up and so many players show up to the biggest stage that they've been on, and yet they perform like a well-trained dancer, fully capable of every single opportunity given to them, and they seize it. Every step they take, it has been forward. And Bren Esports, we're going to Berlin. How amazing it is to say that we got 2 new faces here in the Southeast Asian scene to put forward in the biggest stage of Valorant.
You know, really, it is an incredible moment for all the Southeast Asian Valorant fans out there. Alter Ego, they put up a really good fight. Again, you mentioned, Dax, it was their frag potential. But in the end, Brenlin, rather, outsmarted the opponent and, of course, showed us they were capable of bringing out that frag potential as well.
Man, you already want to change the map, don't you, Vim? Let's just go get a map real quick. Just cross it off, put an R there on top of the, in between the B and the E, and then put an N, and then you're good to go. But truly, it feels like this is what the Bren Esports roster has been looking to accomplish. Go on the global stage, prove that the Philippine scene is ready to compete. And they just have so much history in them in the first place. If you look at the roster of Bren Esports, these are the names that have been defining esports in the Philippines for so long already. We were wee lads, guys, when we were younger. I think we already knew about these names one way or the other, knowing about how they would play in computer shops, learn to go into further and further into the SEA scene, the Asian scene, and now they're here. They've accomplished what they have set out to do, get back on that global stage, and despite the multiple histories of the Bren Esports roster, they've come together as one, and they are now going to be our second representative to SEA.
Yeah, back in my day, for sure, right there, black and blue. I mean, honestly, it's just kind of mind-blowing right now. We've come full circle, but you know what? We have an interview with one of the Bren roster themselves, Dubstep, the stalwarts of the Philippine esports scene. Dubstep, welcome to the winner's podium. You guys I'm going to start off this interview real simple. What is going on in your mind right now?
I'm just speechless that we made it. Even though the tough loss yesterday against Pepper Rex, it's about being the better team on that day. So they were the better team, they won the game, and I respect them for that. They really worked hard for it, and they're a really good team. So I'm just happy that we got the win today. We were the better team against AE as well. A good team from Indonesia, might be the best right now. So I'm glad that we pushed through all the situations that that we were in it.
Absolutely.
Congratulations there, Dubstep. I'm just really impressed by what you guys done, bowing boy, as we would say. But I have to ask right now, how did you guys actually bounce back after yesterday's tough loss? Like, what did you do to prepare for today, and maybe some glimpses of what you guys are gonna do later on in the grand finals?
We were kind of glad that we lost the map like one-sided, so there won't be like that feeling when you feel like we could have won that. It's easier to move on when you lose a map like that, unlike when you lose a map 13-11 overtime. So I guess it was easy to move on since we were confident that we were gonna win most of the teams in Southeast Asia right now. I think there was no problem on mental resetting as well. And I want to thank our psychiatrist for talking to us last night before we go on to our match today.
Very well said there, Dubstep. I think, with you guys qualifying to Berlin, this is one of, if not maybe even the most big and important accomplishment we've had in the first person shooter scene here in the Philippines.
Kalian punya
But I want to
kemampuan
ask
kok
you, moving on to Berlin,
ke
this is honestly at the top of my head, maybe one of the first times we're going to send the Filipino team to Europe to play for the Philippines. But with that, when you guys faced off against Paper Rex yesterday, we talked about it a bit with Dax, and Ascent was a bit one-sided. You were coming into this match to try and close it off on Ascent. What was like the biggest adjustment you guys made specifically versus here, now Alter Ego, when you're playing on the same map that seemed like it was a bit of a struggle yesterday?
The thing was, because yesterday it was one-sided because of how Paper Rex were taking the pace, how we were overthinking everything, how we didn't believe in ourselves, how we didn't believe on how we play. And as a matter of fact, we were really confident on our Ascent, so we just brushed the 12-13-1 off. It's okay, it happens to every team. Other pro teams get 13-0 all the time, so what we did was trust ourselves, trust what we practice, and trust whatever we prepared for.
Well, we believe in you guys there, Dubstep. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys.
I mean, there we have it, Dubstep. Brendan is now a reality, but you have a really tough challenge ahead of you still. The day's not over for you just yet.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm really curious to hear, as a final question, how is your mentality coming into this final matchup? I mean, honestly, from you guys, that whole head down, eyes up mantra really holds true, it seems.
I guess we just have to do what we gotta do. Just play the game and have fun.
Come back.
The better team wins, and we both go to Berlin, right?
You know what? That is so true, and really the heart and mind of a champion right there, Dubstep of Bren Esports. Thank you so much for taking the time for this interview, and yeah,
thank you.
Get ready for the next one, and afterwards, have a safe trip to Berlin. There we go. An absolute speechless Dubstep right there, Mr. Dax in black and blue. Absolutely, absolutely incredible moment for every Filipino fan out there. But again, it was just such an incredible series, and we took a very long time to get to where we are right now. Outstanding performances from multiple teams across the region, really.
Yeah, it's just, we're going to be getting new representatives to Masters, and I'm just impressed by that. Not only as the SGMY region,
kalau ini masih lama nanti ku yang stream dulu, kita stream lagi
roster, but also the Philippine scene. It isn't going to be the Thai scene anymore. It was a good run, especially from the side of Full Sense. I gotta give my props to Alter Ego as well, and all of the teams that showed up here in the upper and lower brackets of the playoffs plus the group stage. But for now, we see our representatives, and we're going to be finding out soon how they're going to be seated. Who's going to be the king of SEA?
Very well
absolutely
said,
right.
Well, guys, all I'm going to say is before we cut to a short break here is that I believed in Bren from the start, and also I did with Paper Rex. There are, I think, the predictions here for both of us, for all of us here in the panel, to go and represent the C style of Valorant in the Masters, and this is by far one of the largest accomplishments of any FPS team from the Philippines to go to Berlin. What a huge accomplishment for them. Congratulations to the Bren and Paper Rex rosters for going to represent Southeast Asia.
That's absolutely right there, black and blue. after this short break, guys. It's going to be Paper Rex versus Bren in a best of 5 grand finals matchup. Honestly, I can't wait for that. We'll catch you after this break.
Berapa lama nih? Bentar, kita cek dulu. Kalau bentar, aku ndak live stream ulang. Kalau enggak, aku makan dulu gitu loh. Aku stop dulu stream. Nice try lah untuk AE ya. Pressure-nya tinggi juga sih AE. Karena ya seluruh Indonesia menonton ya. Tapi nice try. Mereka udah bisa sampai sini itu keren. Lanjut. Jika kalian dukung terus lah. Kalian belum tentu bisa juga ada di posisi mereka. Mereka juga udah berusaha keras kan untuk mencapai posisi ini. Dan itu nggak main-main. Berapa menit kah? Oh, bentar lagi. Bentar lagi. Kita nonton apa kek? Kita cari dulu ya sambil ini sambil nunggu. Apa ini? Nah, setelah sih nggak bisa, nggak ada kata-kata lagi anjir. Mereka juga pasti ya ada kecewa, pastilah mereka kecewa juga. Cuma ya itu yang terbaik lah, udah ini udah maksimum lah mereka bisa. Ya. Ada nih, ayo nonton manca dulu lah.
Makanya kantong jago, keuangan saya jadi teratur, dagang makin gaspol.
125.
Atau di kiri sih.
Ada cok.
Belakang.
Trap ya.
Biarin mati lagi anjing.
One enemy remaining.
Gila.
Udah sambil ku cek.
Iya.
Nelpon.
Mojo main ayunan.
B-nya rame.
Ada yang mati kayak
Siapa emang?
Red, lo mau senjata nggak? Red, sini dulu, Red, sini, Red. Red, mau senjata nggak?
Apaan?
Wah, gila. Wow, shine bright like a diamond, bro.
Ternyata dia sombong skin.
Orang gua gak punya skill ya udah gitu loh.
Dia sombong skin.
Mas Od, join Mas. Min 1 Mas.
Join, Mas.
Valorant Mas.
Halo. Kok suaramu bergema gue main yang WC, Bo?
Main yang WC.
Lagi
Ada turret gue itu.
Geblek emang.
Ooh. 10 seconds left. Last player.
Kaget aku.
Kaget gue, Rit.
Gue main game horror nggak ada kaget-kagetnya sama sekali, main ini teriak gue.
Di balik wajah premannya Garit, ternyata Garit bisa kaget loh.
Oh,
Video ini disponsori oleh
Sponsor.
Honkai Impact 3. Terima kasih Mihoyo. Honkai Impact 3
Makasih,
ini adalah
Mihoyo.
salah satu game yang mungkin gak asing di telinga para pecinta anime.
Pecinta
By the way,
anime,
Honkai
wih.
Impact 3 sudah
Wibu.
update ke versi 5.0. Dan pastinya akan ada hal-hal menarik. Salah satunya adalah seperti New Battle Suite for Kiana, yaitu adalah Her Share of Flammation. Gua nggak tahu cara bacanya gimana, yang penting wave-wable ya.
Wave-wable. Wave-wable.
Setnya juga keren loh, bisa nyerang di udara. Apalagi ultimate-nya. Buat kalian yang baru main, gamenya gratis loh. Kalian bisa download linknya di deskripsi. Selain itu juga ada aktivitas baru, yaitu adalah Elysian Realm. Jadi di dalam Elysian Realm ini kalian akan bertemu Flame Chaser yang akan memberikan support skill unik yang akan merubah gaya bertarung para Valkyries. Jadi kalian bisa mengcustom playstyle kalian sendiri ya. Yang pasti tujuannya ya untuk secure kristal dan advance material. Dan ada satu hal lagi yang gak boleh ketinggalan, yaitu adalah